I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Live from the Xfinity Studios. Good morning, everybody. Happy Football Friday. Yes, Football Friday. This is the Anthony Gargano Show presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Welcome in as we get ready for the rematch, Eagles and Giants. A little worried about the injury report because, and we'll get a little update with Bo in about 20 minutes, but the injury report is not good, right? Like AJ has the hammy thing. Look, you know Cam's going to be out. Like I can't see Cam playing. I mean, they're already making plans for that. So your line, it's going to go back to your line. And can they get Saquon going? That's going to be the story for the season. Now, when you look at Sunday, it's what I originally wanted was route. I still think that they should beat the Giants and beat them with, by 10 or whatever you want to call it, and have not a sweat. I mean, the spot is the worst spot for the Giants, right? Like the Eagles have to win. I hate to say it like that, but they do. You lost to this team 2 weeks ago. It is impossible. It's so impossible to beat a team, especially when you're the underdog, in consecutive weeks, with the second game being on the road. And the Giants are coming off that gut-wrenching loss in Denver in the altitude. Every factor is pointing in the Eagles' direction. Like all that, every little nuance of the NFL schedule and the ebb and flow, it all points to the Eagles. So just win. Now, I was originally looking for style points, but now I just say just win, right? Just get to 6-2, get to the bye week, get healthy, and let's make a run in the second half. All right? Like you saw it. Now, you saw last night the Vikings are dead. So you could cross the Vikings off the list. Like you beat them last week. They get smashed last night. It doesn't matter if McCarthy comes back or not. He stinks too. Carson blows. The Vikings are done, right? So you could cross the Vikings off. You could cross the Bears off. You could cross, I think, Washington off. I think Washington was built poorly. Like they had something going, and what they did in the offseason, I think, completely mistakes. You went into it with an unproven running back, an off-injured Debo, and they're not really good on either side of the ball. You had issues with McLaurin to start with the contract. He then gets hurt, so he's been in and out of the lineup. They're a mess. So I crossed them off the list. The Giants crossed them off the list, right? So right off the bat, it's Eagles and Cowboys in a division. And look, the Cowboys' offense is good, but let's be real. That defense isn't stopping anybody, right? I mean, it's an old lady crossing guard, right? Like, you're not going to stop anybody. So this is their division. And the only thing that can take them down is something internal, right? The cracks of the foundation. This is the perfect time. You got to get to 6-2 because chances are you're going to lose to either Detroit or Green Bay. Hopefully not both, but you're going to lose one of those games. So 7-3 is a lot better than 5-5 or 6-4, right? That's why it's paramount just to waste the Giants. Beat them, get over, get to the bye, get healthy, get it right, fix the run game. That's the mission for Sunday, 1 o'clock, Lincoln Financial Field. Good morning, VG.
Good morning. Happy Friday, man. Feels good. I feel good about this run game. I saw some images yesterday. Mr. Lurie on the field. in sweats watching O-line drills for a good portion of the practice session. He's letting it be known you better get something together here. Like, that's it's a statement by the owner. I think he knows what we're all seeing. He's like, get together. Everyone's saying they are injured, but there's blocking issues on film that are coming up over and over again. So
yeah, but here, mostly it's injuries. Mostly, I don't think it's a thing of blocking better. I think mostly it's injuries.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know you say that. I trust our Leatherhead. Our Leatherhead's like, people are missing blocks out there.
Yeah, well, part of it is because you're banged up. The interior part, the whole line, it's played a lot of football, man. You're banged up.
No doubt.
Like, they need this bye week, I think, in a big way. Now, are there steam issues in the run game? Yes. I think there's tight end issues in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
That's another problem.
Our boys come up really small this year, Calcaterra. Just a disappointment altogether. He was serviceable when Goddard was out. This year,
he's terrible.
Stinks.
He's terrible. Terrible. You're gonna get it. You got to get it right. I don't know that. Again, we saw them run early against the Giants in that Thursday night game. You got to be able to sustain it. Now, I'm hoping now Jalen on the center. There's a lot more things you can do with the run game. A lot more play action. When all of a sudden the pass opens up the run again.
Yeah, I think under center is going to be the big thing. I think we're going to see more of that. I think we have to. I think they know it. Jalen knows it.
They have to.
I hate this. I hate this Giants twice in 3 weeks.
I hate it.
It's really like, it's just hard for me mentally. It's like, here we go again with this squad.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, though. Last time we saw them, we're like, all right, running game's going to get healthy. They stink against the run. It didn't happen, so, second time's a charm, maybe?
Well, you're at home. You lay out all those other intangible factors, right? If you think about all the intangible factors, what do you got? It's impossible for the Giants.
There's a lot of hype on this Dart. I guess he's good.
He is
the
good.
media loves him.
I told you. I told you at the beginning. I told you that they should start Dart over Russ. It was a waste of time. I love Dart coming out of Ole Miss, but they're not ready to win. That's not where that is.
It's got to be a frenzy down there. This kid needs to get a welcome to Philadelphia moment. Just be frothing. It's going to be good weather. 1 o'clock. Get the crowd amped up.
I hate the 1 o'clock. Too many 1 o'clock games.
This is the last one for a while, isn't it? Yeah. I feel like I'm with you.
Yeah, I hate the 1 o'clock.
I got offered tickets. I was like, I just can't get my stuff together this early for a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah. So you got, I'll tell you, I got the schedule right here. So this is what we got going forward. So after the bye, Green Bay on Monday night.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the Lions here. We're at Green Bay Monday night. Then the Lions at home on Sunday night.
Yes.
Then at Dallas, 425.
I love Dallas, 425.
Wow, dude, I didn't realize that Dallas is after. It goes Green Bay, Detroit, Dallas.
It's a tough little stretch right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got Black Friday.
Black Friday.
Yeah. Nice 3 o'clock. Get my shopping, all the deals done in the
Home
morning.
against the
shopping done. And hunkered down by 2 o'clock. We'll watch some football.
Shopping.
Yeah, man. You got to get those deals.
Shopping? Do Cyber Monday. Don't leave your house. Come on.
Why would he bring that up?
Yeah.
Because I'm saying it's a good time.
Andrew,
it's a perfect time on Black Friday.
Why would you
perfect
bring that
time.
Not a footballsman.
Right.
That's so
Shopping
anti-footballsman.
should not be on the front lobe of your brain.
Where do you see
Joey, seriously, what's up with this kid?
Joey be skating. I'll be shopping. Where do you see the nice gift I get you on special? Probably from Kohl's, someplace 70% off.
You gotta get
the crowd.
Get a new TV.
PJ Maxx is blowing up all over the internet. Sportsnet, the Daily Rise, whatever. They got it on the screen as a lead for the day.
You better be getting a new TV so you're not fan fishing anyone anymore.
It's 78%.
That's
you guys
right.
are on the wrong. And then your boys come to town.
Then
we go to your boys' town.
Then they're at the Chargers, right? At the Chargers.
Wait, we had a good Chargers
Poor
comment
Wentz.
here, do we?
Then home Raiders.
Scott Galupo. Scott in the chat says, not feeling as chesty about the win over the Vikings after watching Cousins Chargers completely throttle them.
Poor Wentz. Did you see him?
Cousins charge.
Rolling all over the.
I blame you for this. I blame you. Wentz is embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Futz agrees. Black Friday shopping's done before pregame start. Lay off VG. Thank you, Futz.
You don't
Thank
read
you.
the comment above
Futz.
that.
Futz.
Thank you.
VG's married, right? Let her shop.
What is this, 1943?
Yes.
She's got to go shopping after she cooks me dinner, or she gets dinner on the stove and then she goes shopping.
She loves it.
On the stove.
The stove.
She's going to churn. She's going to churn
Was it
some butter in the
1950?
morning for me.
Not for nothing, right? Like, I don't know about you, right? But my wife loves to shop. So
The pagan hates shopping.
she loves shopping. So Black Friday, my sister, her mother, they go out, they go shopping.
I should join them. I'll have a blast with them. The pagan's terrible. She's terrible.
What?
She hates shopping. She buys terrible
No,
gifts.
because then you get a chance for a clear house and you can do whatever you want. Watch football.
I'm hanging out with Tam. Where are we going? Deptford? Cherry Hill? Deptford's got the premium parking now.
Cherry
They
Hill
charge
Mall.
for parking over there. That's a violation.
You're crazy.
head, you
me
just
and the
blew my-
gals would get some mimosas, go out, do some shopping. I'll be home by 2. Watch the game. I'm ready to go.
Eddie Wright says Black Friday shopping is slop.
Yeah, I don't even understand why we're in this conversation. You know who's the great, Joey's father. Like, what do you think, Joey? What do you think your father's doing on Black Friday? First of all, your mother is shopping.
Online. She's like Cyber Mondays.
Right, but she was she's a shopper.
Yeah.
Your father, on a Friday, then he doesn't have to go to the office.
There's going to be a cigar involved, probably.
What, you think he's shopping? No.
I never claimed to be half the man as Joe Marone. I mean, come on, dude. Like, what are you talking about? I don't even own a suit. That
Yeah,
guy
VG
sleeps
would
in
never wear a
suits.
suit. Come on.
Come on, man.
Let's add a Phillies P on it. He's not wearing no suit.
I know, but
Let's focus. Let's get back to the schedule.
The last thing I'm thinking about, he brings up shopping. He's so, oh, God.
Where do you see this nice gift I get you?
I don't want to, I'm good. When you get a certain age, you don't get gifts.
Oh, I'm
You
gonna
just
get
give
it.
gifts.
I'm gonna pay someone to wrap it for you too. It's gonna look beautiful.
Gift giving this year.
All right. Let's get to the schedule, please. He's killed me. You kill me. Every time you kill me. You derail. Home Raiders. And then they get the 2 with the Commanders, sandwiched with the Bills game in between. Suddenly, you look at the schedule, you got to win. You got to win Sunday. Sunday's a must win.
Oh. No, if they mentally, I need them to win. Like, come on, you can't lose 2 to this Giants team. Like,
and
come
there's
on.
no way. Because,
Come on. I don't even if AJ Brown plays or not. No, come on.
No. First of all, they have no Malik neighbors,
They
so
got,
it
they
doesn't
got
matter.
no receivers there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But that stretch of Packers, Lions, Cowboys, Bears, Chargers is a tough stretch.
So yes, I feel really good about Green Bay off a bye. Detroit here, I feel much better than Detroit there.
These are tough games, man. These are
Cowboys,
really tough games. Cowboys.
Their defense stinks.
Yeah, but
that should be a
their
fun
offense
game.
puts up like 45 points a
Yeah,
game.
but this offense got to make sure it's right.
Yeah,
George Pickens can destroy
that
you.
should be not going to destroy me. Going to destroy
Well, then-
Kelly Ringo or Dory Jackson.
Well, yeah.
Now, listen,
Ja'Cory
hopefully
and Bennett,
Bennett's
hopefully.
gotta
Hopefully
be
Bennett
better.
by
don't
that
get it
point.
twisted. That 5 game has 2 and 3 written all over it.
2 and 3.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
You got them beating.
I don't like the
who?
sound of that.
Chargers and Bears, or just one of those?
I don't know.
Bears and someone?
It doesn't matter. You're 6-2 after you beat the Giants. Then you go 2 and 3. You're 8-5. So you're gold.
Yeah, I don't feel great about that, but then we
8-5,
finish easy.
Yeah. Well, then you got
Then you go
Raiders,
11 and 6 maybe.
Raiders,
Yeah,
Commanders,
win.
right? Even if you split with the Commanders because it's 2 and 3 weeks, right? So if you split with the Commanders, you're 9. You're what? You're 9 and 5 after you beat the Raiders. Now you're 10 and 6. Ooh, You better beat the Bills.
Yeah.
At Buffalo
Oh,
You're not getting the one.
in December
For the playoffs, they're not going in as the
yeah.
one. There's no
well,
way.
you better sweep the Commanders.
Yeah, you got.
There's
that.
no
I'll
way.
sweep the Commanders.
You sweep the Commanders, you're 11-6.
Yeah. What is? Let's see what Dallas looks like.
Actually, no, yeah, you're 11-6. You sweep the Commanders. If you go 2-3 during that stretch.
Yeah.
And Dallas has got. They got Denver this week. That's a tough one. Cardinals, bye. Raiders, Birds, and then they go Birds, Chiefs, Lions.
It's loss.
Then Minnesota, then your boys, the Gargano Fighting Chargers.
Oh my God.
And then the Commanders, and then the Giants. They finished pretty weak. So they probably got 3 losses coming.
Easy.
So that puts them at
The Lions won't punt in the game.
that tie, mate. That tie's probably going to hurt them. They're 3-3-1. So
What's their record now?
3-3-1.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the division. I'm more worried about, where are you? Like, you win a division.
You want home field.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get the top seed.
That's the recipe for the Eagles winning in the playoffs.
You can still
is home
do
field.
it, but I don't know that you get the top seed.
Who do you think's favorite for the top seeds?
Lions.
Yeah.
Let me see what the schedule looks like for the Lions.
You got Lions. Packers are what, 4-1-1?
Hold on. They got the Lions.
You better beat the Packers to get, otherwise.
The Bucks could even be.
These Lions,
Yeah.
it's going to be tough with these
Yeah.
Lions. Lions got the Vikings, Commanders, Birds, Giants, Packers, Cowboys, Rams. That's a tough stretch. Packers, Cowboys, Rams. Then the Steelers, Vikings, Bears.
That's a lot.
tough.
No, that's number one.
Yeah.
Bar, unless they get hurt again.
Yeah.
That's a number one seed.
Yeah.
Wait, what about Green Bay? You got Green Bay there?
Yeah.
Because Green Bay
They're
is
4-1-1.
4-1-1.
Green Bay's got the Steelers,
Yeah.
Panthers, Birds, Giants, Vikings, Lions, Bears, Broncos, Bears, Ravens, Vikings. That's pretty easy, too.
Yeah.
It's a race. There's like
So the
6
Birds got the
teams.
toughest stretch.
How about Tampa?
Okay.
Because Tampa's, what are they, 5-2?
There's 6 teams that are 5-2 currently.
Yeah,
Tampa's one of them.
5-2.
Eagles,
they
Lions.
I know they got New Orleans this week.
They got New Orleans. Then they got the Patriots. They got Patriots, Bills, Rams.
Patriots stink.
Patriots are decent.
stink.
Patriots, Bills, Rams, Cardinals, Saints again, Falcons. They finish Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers. Man, Buccaneers and the Lions. They have a much easier schedule, much easier road. Than
So
the
it would look like we would have to play on opening weekend.
Yeah.
Because what is it? The 1 and 2 get the buys.
Get the buys, yeah. So the best they can probably get is probably the 3.
And Niners.
The
are
Eagles,
5-2.
that is.
What's
Yeah, the
this?
Niners are. I don't believe in the Niners. I don't.
They'll come back down to earth.
Well, they're injured. Like
Always injured.
the defensive side of the ball is decimated.
The Niners have Houston, Giants, Rams. Oh, man. Houston, the Giants, the Rams, Cardinals, Panthers, Browns, Titans, Colts, Bears, Seattle. They may end up putting up 12 wins, too, with that schedule.
Oh, my God.
Man, it's going to be a free-for-all.
It is a free-for-all. My God.
Battle Royale. Here we go.
Yeah, the Birds lose this weekend. That's a disaster for the playoffs.
No, we cannot have that.
Not that they won't make the playoffs, but just...
but that would be awful.
But you're on the road most of the time in the playoffs if you lose this week for the most part.
That ain't happening. This rook coming in here.
They're not losing. I keep going back to it.
Revenge.
We ain't losing.
We ain't losing.
Yeah.
It sucks saying that anymore. We ain't losing. Remember?
Yeah. Who was that?
Bryce.
Oh, yes.
We ain't losing.
Dombo walking his comments back a little bit on the one podcast.
Yeah, but he still blamed the media. Well, I talked for an hour.
Yes, they put
and this is what they take from it. You're the one who said it. You're the one. And I still go back to it. You didn't protect him.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, he's an elite player. He just didn't have an elite
How
season.
can no one interviewing him ask him about that? Anywhere. No one brings that up. Anywhere.
It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. And yo, Dave, stop with blaming the messenger here. That's weak.
Right.
All right? Weak. And the idea of the lineup, we were right there with the Dodgers. He's triggering me. He better do a lot this whole season.
I think he is. I expect him to. He talked about, he's got money to spend. We'll see. So just for clarification, only the one seed.
Only the one seed, yeah. We're thinking baseball.
Oh, right.
We're still in MLB mind. Yeah, 1 and 2s get the bye.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Only the ones who ain't going to buy.
Well, we need home field.
Win a division, you at least play first round at home, and then you're on the road.
Yeah.
Then you're on the road for the wild card weekend. You're at home. Divisional weekend, you're on the road.
Tampa Bay.
Championship weekend, you're on the road.
Bay, here we come.
So you're gonna have to win 2 road playoff games. That's what it looks like.
All right.
Which they can do.
Yeah, they're going to get healthy.
All right. Lots to get to. Lots to do. As always, right here. Bo Wulf will join us. Derek Bodner. All PHLY Sixers. Tomorrow night. Sixers in Charlotte. Cannot wait for VJ again. Fly guys go down. I was so excited. They score first. They didn't score.
Good goaltending, though. I mean, the goals he gave up, no one's not stopping them. They're more defensive breakdowns. I think he kept them in the game.
I'm not angry with Ladar.
Michkov had some chances. They're coming. He's looking better. He's getting some chances. Usually, that one breakaway usually makes that.
I know. How many shots did he have last night?
I don't know. It felt like it was one of his better games.
He seemed active. I was listening to the game.
Ladar's still goals against is 1.81.
I was listening to the game because Andrew and I were at Parks last night. And I was listening to the game. So Michkov had 4 shots. That's good. That shows something.
What was his ice time?
His ice time was 14:50, so almost 15 minutes.
I mean, Taka's not wrong. Like, the penalties they're getting, he's like, they're not skating. They're just reaching. They're like stick penalties. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's shape, tired legs.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Lots to get to. Mikey Garafolo will join us at 10. Baldy at 10:30. Danny D, the AD, and making varsity. So,
we got a great back in the day coming too. Everybody's got to stay tuned for our back in the day. It's
really good one.
All timer.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
No. Find a way.
I'm stepping in it again. Bad enough. I got to deal with this every day.
Oh, this is the best.
All right. Lots to do. Let's talk about some of our friends, right?
Talk about Rothman?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Rothman,
I love Rothman.
Put my neck back together, Frazier's neck, Anthony's Achilles. So this is what they do. They get you back to doing what you love at Rothman, especially this fall. So whether you're biking by the Schuylkill, chasing your kids through the pumpkin patch, or finally tacking that hiking trail, it's tough when your body doesn't cooperate. And that's where Rothman Orthopedics, that's where they come in, man. From aches after a pickup game to old injuries flaring up during your fall activities, Rothman's team of experts, they're there to help with evidence-based care and a commitment to restoring your mobility. They'll get you back out there stronger than ever. So don't let pain put your fall plans on pause. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today and get back to doing what you love and doing what you love pain-free. Rothman Orthopedics, getting you back to your fall game, well, that's their mission.
All right. Let me tell you about Xfinity Sports. Yes, Xfinity Sports. Listen, we talk about it all the time. There's a reason why VG is going shopping. Because if I had his setup, I would go shopping too. All right?
Tube TV.
Oh, it's just bad. Is it still like that?
Part of the shopping is I can go to Best Buy and look at TVs and see watch some TV for free.
Is it the you get that console TV like my grandmother had?
No, I upgraded from that. I have a giant tube TV though. It's not great.
He's got the Uncle Frank with the in the chest.
The tube TV's okay because
TV
there's
in the chest.
lag on the video games, but yeah.
All right. Listen, I know you're a big fan, but you are a fan fisher. That's for sure. Do yourself a favor. The best way to watch next level sports is with Xfinity. It's the perfect fan flex. You get all the action right in your living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. Oh my God. So clear it feels like you're like right by the ice or the court or the field. Sometimes I got 4 games going. Like on a college football Saturday, I'll have 4 games going at once. On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my television. It's the best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure the big fan isn't a big fail. All right? Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity! Imagine that. Restrictions apply. All right. Now joining us from the all PHLY Bird Show, yeah, our buddy, Bo Wulf.
Our man on the ground, he's solid and sound. He's on the hunt for Eagles news. Handsome and astounds, clever and profound. We're talking Eagles with Bo Wulf.
Oh, good morning.
Yeah, Bo.
What was
Just
that?
dancing around, baby.
Don't do
That's
that.
got me going.
Dude, that's bad. Yeah.
Dude, your Ace Frehley tribute yesterday, amazing.
Yeah. No. The great Bo Wulf on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. All right, Bo, we just went through it. This is a game you have to win. Like, there is no anything else. Everything's in your favor against the Giants. You have it's so hard to beat a team twice in 3 weeks, especially when the second game's on the road. They're coming off that horrible loss in Denver where they blew the game, and the altitude of Denver, because the week after Denver, when you're there, always takes a lot out of your body. There's no way. You gotta win this game.
I mean, they cannot lose this game. They really cannot lose this game. And they were 2 weeks ago embarrassed physically in a way that they haven't been in a long time. They were out-toughed in that game, right? And so not only do they have the talent advantage by magnitudes on Sunday, even if A.J. Brown doesn't play, but we can overrate motivation. But, Jordan Mailata talked about it this week in the locker room. Like, he feels like that was his worst game. He was too passive. Like, they absolutely feel like they owe the Giants one. And yeah, I mean, with the crowd behind them on Sunday, with the chance to go into the bye with some real momentum, maybe having some juice from BG, I would be so completely disappointed if they lost this game. I think if they lose this game, you're right. Like, then you all of a sudden start thinking that maybe they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I would.
Don't make them or don't have a home.
Well, I think they make. I mean,
if they lose this game, I don't know. Like, this would be bad.
It would be bad. I agree. I mean, Washington's dead. Giants are dead. Even if the Giants win, they're still dead. They're not going to win a division, right? And it becomes Eagles and Cowboys. And as good as the Cowboys' offense is, their defense isn't any good. I mean, But I hear you. Listen, I would be shook, God forbid, if they lost this game. Shook, completely shook. So tell us about the injury report, because it's ugly, all right? We'll start offensively. You talked about A.J. Brown. This hammy, how worried should we be with it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit worried. Jeff McClain reported on Wednesday that AJ was tracking towards playing, but that was before he didn't practice at all yesterday. Not even in a limited capacity. He hasn't spoken this week. At this point, if I had to guess, I would say it's more likely than not that he doesn't play. So then you keep going down that list. It certainly sounds like Brett Toth is going to start at center for Cam Jurgens. Keely Ringo is most likely to get the start at corner opposite Quinyon Mitchell. And I think, even opening up the practice window for Darius Cooper yesterday, which was on a Thursday, not a Wednesday, feels to me like an indication that they may need him if A.J. Brown is not up. So that is the way that stuff is pointing as far as I'm concerned.
Whoa. Yeah.
And listen, Devonta is coming off an awesome game, right? And he was the focal point of the offense in that game. And I think that there's a case to be made that even with A.J. Brown, they're best served making Devonta kind of the focal point of the offense, and then that opens things up for A.J. However, the truth is, every single game since 2022 that A.J. Brown has not played,
They've
the offense
lost.
has looked awful.
Yeah, they look horrible. When he's out on the field, they look horrible. Listen, listen. I'm with you about Devonta. You saw it. You and I were talking last week about the concept of moving Devonta around, putting him in the slot a little bit. Like he's such a. We forget how great he is.
Yes.
I mean, I'm hoping that they found something with him under center. Like that has to be. He's got to stay under center.
And I'm fascinated to see what the offensive plan in this game is, because I don't think that leaning into under center even as much as they did last week was initially the plan for them. And certainly my understanding is it was more about trying to get the run game going than trying to get the pass game going. But now that they learned what they learned last week, the Vikings defense is a different kind of defense. It's not the same kind of defense you're going to see every week. So I'm curious to see, do Sirianni and Patullo lean into that? Like, oh, maybe we found something? Or do they view it as that was a one-off, let's get back to doing what we were doing? And to me, it's going to be, just really interesting to see their thought process here as they approach this game.
Yeah. All right. When you look at it, because I'm a little concerned about what I saw from Minnesota last night. Like Minnesota was gassed last night. Like they got, and when you look at the game, do you feel any? Because sometimes I look at it, I go, oh, like did I overrate Minnesota's defense?
That is true, and I also think what worries me about that game is that the Eagles' defense did not play well. I mean, they made big plays. The Jalen Hunt pick six is awesome. They were good in the red zone, 1 for 6, but on a down in, down out basis, they were getting but passed through. And on the whole of the season, like the defense has been disappointing. And so we're hemming and hawing about the offense, and I think the offense needs to be better, and I was encouraged by what I saw last week. But I am not so sure that the defense has a switch to flip like we were hoping it did.
Yeah, it's interesting. What about the run game? Like we talk about this line, you saw them able to run the ball early in New York on that Thursday night.
Yeah.
With the line the way it is now, I don't know. I mean, what are you projecting from it?
I mean, I hope that they do try to run the ball. And, Fran made the point on our show yesterday that Giants game is one game where he actually did feel like they did kind of get away from the run because, as you said, it was successful early on. They should be able to move the ball on the ground and push them around. Certainly, Saquon wants it. And, his numbers are obviously underwhelming. I just don't know. I don't know that they have the guys that they thought they had. I don't know if it's because they're banged up or what, or if it's the lack of diversity in the scheme of the run game. But, it's been 7 games, and they haven't had a good running game in all of those games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And for the life of me, brother, I look at it and I'm like, I don't understand it. Like early Minnesota, early Giants.
Yeah.
And listen, I can't even complain about, like, they ran outside. I mean, I don't know what it is. Somebody asked me last night, a national guy, about Saquon. He's like, hey, man, you hear anything about Saquon? Is he himself? I'm like, dude, it's the line. And I keep saying that, and I do believe it. Do you see anything other with Saquon? Because I still don't see holes. Like, I don't see creases.
And I don't see him, not beating a guy to the edge, right? Or, we still get to see him, like his best plays this season have been those, spin moves in the backfield to get 3 yards on a play that should have lost 3.
Right, he's still physical. He's
got that. However, I can't say that it's all on the line. I'm sure that there are times when, and you saw this in New York with him, when he was playing behind an offensive line that was not road graders. Sometimes you lean into your worst instincts and you try to extend plays and don't follow exactly how it's blocked. I think that has happened a few times. I don't know that it's necessarily as much of a physical drop-off as it seems like it has been for the offensive line, but I do think that he is not maybe seeing it or trusting it as much as he did last season.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, for good reason, right? Like I keep saying,
Absolutely.
It's for good reason. It's interesting. You brought up the defense, and I guess I always kind of give the defense a benefit of the doubt because of Fangio
Right.
But you got to get another corner in here. I mean,
Do you guys think they're playing a little coy with Ja'Cory and Bennett coming back, like possum, or like, we're not? Vic said he hasn't fully evaluated him, but he's practicing. Like, he's got to be better than what we've got.
well, I don't like Ringo a little bit.
Right.
I mean, he can't play.
Yeah.
Like, would you be surprised
I
if
think
Bennett started this week?
I think I would be surprised if he started only because of how much Vic cares about practice. But I would not be surprised if he's active for the game and they have a quick hook for Ringo.
So what do you think Howie does? He's got to get a corner, right? Like, he's got to.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it's more likely that he trades for another edge than a corner because he already traded for Bennett. It's probably harder to pry. I mean, I could see him adding like a Reek Woolen, who's probably not going to go for very much and is a struggling player, but has had success in the past. That wouldn't shock me. It doesn't strike me necessarily as a Vic kind of guy, but I could see him taking a shot. But if he's going to be paying, real resources like one of those third-round picks, he's got 3 third-round picks for next year. I would be surprised if that is not for an edge player.
Wow, really? I just think you're so exposed back there.
Yeah.
Do you
I know,
worry,
but-
like, it felt like a blind spot until last year. Howie was not great at evaluating cornerbacks. Like, and Q and DeJean were right there. They're like 2 of the top 3, easy to get. But I think historically it's been an area he's not great at evaluating talent. He brings in a Dory Jackson, not great. And he trades for Ja'Cory and Bennett. He might not be great.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got in the draft, you got 2 studs. So
Yeah, I know. But they were like, they're there. They're studs. No one could miss on those guys.
If you just think
But I
about
look at his track record of 10 years, he's got 2 he's hit with.
I mean, I don't think so.
if you just think about what's available though, what do you think about the possibility of trading for a good nickel and then moving Cooper to the outside?
Yeah, I have to shore up, and then again, depends on certain teams. But like,
He's so valuable in there, but I think it is an easier thing to acquire right now
Totally.
than a starting guy on the outside.
look at the matchups. You got to look at matchups, right? So, man, Detroit will be a problem, right? Because how do you match up? Because even if you got, all right, I got Q on St. Brown, Jameson Williams will go bananas, right?
Yeah.
You
Well,
got,
they move St. Brown around a lot, so yeah, I think it might even be Q. Well, who knows? But
you get my point, right? Like,
yes,
you got Laporta, you got Gibbs out of the backfield. So you kind of want Cooper in the middle of the field because
Totally agree.
against the Lions with a guy like Gibbs, you got to be fortified and take your chances on the outside.
I think that's right. Yeah. And then there are other teams. I mean, you think about the other teams. I think Green Bay, you could have them on the outside, just because they're so diverse. There's no go-to guy in that offense. I think that would be fine. Thinking about the other matchups, I'm not sure. I think I just giving Vic another tool and another toy to play with might be worthwhile.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what he does and how he kind of fixes this.
Is it?
You got to get past. You got to get pressure. Jalen Carter. It's all Jalen Carter now. Like the rest of the way,
I agree with that.
he has to be the man the rest of the way. Got to have it.
I agree with that. And you got to hope that the bye week, gets him right to some degree. I thought last week was the most juice we've seen from him all season.
Yes,
And
I agree.
yeah, if you were thinking about this defense coming into the year, how are we going to be able to paper over a couple obvious weak spots? We were talking about Jalen Carter as a defensive player of the year candidate. He's got no sacks on the season, and his impact has, as Baldy has talked about, has been pretty disappointing. And so, if you want to think about how this defense can get to the next level in the second half of the season, that is where it needs to start.
Is it not like feasible to bring in to reinforce the offensive line and have someone come in and just play and be effective without being here for training camp and everything? It seems like that's the more difficult position to bring in a guard and know all the play calls and
You
stuff.
just need
But
to
who are
get
you,
healthy.
yeah, who are you taking out? You're taking out Steen?
Maybe Toth.
Well, no, you just got to get healthy.
I mean, a little depth though. They're not healthy. They haven't been staying healthy. So a little
They've
depth.
tried. They tried depth. They haven't had any luck. You had the guy from the Dolphins, the swing tackle,
Kendall Lamb, yeah.
who was a disaster. You know,
And to trade for Fred Johnson. But
I
they are underwhelmed.
I
in
would
terms
move
of the
Landon
interior
to
back.
center, and I would play Pryor at guard.
Yeah, I think I'm sure they considered that. It would give you a little bit more heft, a little bit more physicality. I might have done the same thing.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, what do you give me your vibe for Sunday?
Well, here's what I got for you, cuz I'm gonna break some news on this show. You ready?
Yeah.
Saving it for you. Barring injury, the Eagles they have this exemption for Brandon Graham. They can wait. Barring a setback at practice today, Brandon Graham will play on Sunday. He will make his debut on Sunday with just a week of practice.
I love it. I didn't know that.
He's going to come out of the tunnel. Kelly Greens, he's playing.
Yeah. Oh, boy. It's the greatest. By the way, while I have you, let me just tell you, great job this week. You absolutely slayed it. You did a great job with him. BG Unblocked Live was fantastic. And I just want to give you your flowers along with Julia, Jamie, but you killed it, man. You absolutely buried it.
Well, we appreciate that. Obviously, a team effort. Bree as well. Everybody joining in, and then you guys killed it too. Your interview was awesome.
Yeah, it was a
was
lot of
good.
fun. But I'm proud of you,
exciting for
man.
him.
You killed it. We love you.
I thought you were going to I thought he was going to give you compliments about your Backstreet Boys singing yesterday during the show.
It was actually pretty good.
That is not true.
It was like watching a great
Everybody.
SNL skit with Bill Hader
Yeah.
cracking up in the middle of it. You
Block
couldn't get through it.
somebody. I like it. I
We
like
got
it.
Sua back, baby.
All right, brother. Bring up a win. Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Here
Thanks,
he
guys.
is, the
Talk
great
next week.
Bo Wulf. Look at this back-to-back great all-star PHLY
Love it.
peeps. Because coming up, we're going to go to Derek Bodner and talk some Sixers.
Yeah, he's also a very good dronesman. He's got all this drone footage.
He is a real good tech guy.
Yeah, he flies. He's got imagery of his drones flying in Bucks County and stuff. It's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
he's really good. He's a good tech guy.
Yeah.
He's very good.
I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow.
He's got his
I'm
Sixers
excited.
jersey on.
This is the first time. I'm going to tell you something.
You
Like,
were
I,
out.
I was out. I
You
was a
were mocking
curmudgeon.
me.
I was
I'm
mocking.
telling you, I'm like, I think I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, but watching VJ the other night, I might be bought back in here.
Dude, first of all, you have to, because you got a young, just to watch him and Maxey is worth it. Like, I don't know how good they're going to be. I mean, I'm holding out hope that Embiid can work his way back and be a role player. And,
Yeah.
kind of flourish in that role. And you got PG comes back, and all of a sudden, you got a little depth. It's a weak East. I mean, maybe you find something.
A tandem, though. I mean,
but
Maxey and VJ.
Right. But they're,
Oh, you're talking about VJ Max?
Oh, man, back on this.
Yeah. I mean, it just
We
rolls off
got
the
to
tongue.
find something better.
Rolls off the tongue.
VJ
I'm
Max.
actually been watching the ticket market. I'm trying to convince the Pagan to go down Saturday night.
You too?
If we can get in at a reasonable price, I'm going to try and make this happen.
You too? There's the bro. The bro walks in.
Got a real Sealski look to him today.
He does got a
He's like,
Sealski look to
he's
him
like
today.
creeping.
He looks like the Unabomber.
He does
Yeah,
look
he
like
does.
the
He's like Unabomber.
He look like the Unabomber.
vibe here today.
Just
Like, show
comes
people.
right in. Just comes right in.
He looks like the Unabomb.
Bro Kaczynski.
I just love having a hood up.
Yeah, I'm a hoodsman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, it's
I
a
like
chill.
that.
You know, the peg tell the back of the neck is
Yeah.
where illness sets in and colds and flus and stuff. You protect your neck like Wu-Tang says.
Oh, really? I believe the
Never
pagan.
heard of that.
I believe the pagan.
I mean, she's a biologist.
Yeah.
She studies these things.
She knows. No, yeah. Yeah, you
Back of the
definitely.
neck health.
You definitely. I don't know. What,
Seeing this.
what-
It's on delay. No, just on my screen, him behind us with the
oh,
hood.
he looks fantastic. He looks fantastic. Let me ask you a question because you did the Bates Motel.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it was so much fun last night. I was at home. I was in a coffin last night, chilling out.
I know. Well, you're in coffin every night, aren't
Yeah.
you? I mean, isn't that
They
where
do
you sleep?
coffin rides there. They have a wide coffin so people of all sizes can get in it, and then they close it on you, and then it shakes around. There's a little camera inside that you can watch yourself being shaken around in the coffin.
I've seen that.
I mean, God bless.
I've seen that.
So you went to the Bates Motel. I'm like, that's cool. Like, so there's a fright thing near me.
Yeah.
Called Creamy Acres.
I've heard of that one.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like you go through it's like a haunted hayride and all kinds of stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
and it's a big Halloween thing. Here you go. There you go in the coffin.
Yeah, me and the pagan in the coffin.
That's nice.
That's us
Good
coming
look
out-
for you, too.
Coming out of the coffin, yeah.
So Tam goes, yo, you want to go?
Yeah.
As a family? I go, I'm down, man. I'm
Yeah.
pumped up. I look forward to it. So Mosmo goes, I go, yo, dude, 4 of us are going to go to Creamy Acres next week for Halloween. That's not a family thing. I go, what are you talking about? Because that's a buddies thing. That's for your friends.
Buddies?
Yeah, the teens go.
Oh, come on with the buddies.
How old is he? 14?
12.
12. He acts 14. Yeah, he don't want to go with his parents. He wants to go with his boys. There's probably some girls his age there. You know, it's a teenage hangout.
Okay, dude. But like
Me and the pagan will go. You and 10. We'll do some gummies. We're rolling.
I'm not going with I don't want to go with you.
We'll go with a bunch of adults.
No.
What?
No, I don't want to do that. I want to go with my kids. Like I don't want that. But I was bummed out.
Yeah. What do you think's gonna happen? I mean,
I know, but dude, like he gives me and he's a jerk about it.
sure.
Like-
Well, he's got to be aggressive with you. You
Like he's like, I ain't doing that. It's a
just
friend
crushing
thing.
your
That's that
soul.
age.
Crushing your soul.
I was the same way at that age.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do anything with my parents. I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, get out of here. I want to go hang out with my boys and it's
Yeah, no,
they'll grow out of that.
I hear that 7th grade, 12,
Yeah.
13-year-old boy you're an asshole, basically.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, even I think I heard like Steven Tyler Aerosmith. He's like, yeah, my daughter makes me like drop her off blocks from school. He's like, I'm a rock star. People love to see me, and she's embarrassed by getting dropped
Yeah.
off by me. It's like
That's awesome.
Just the way
I'm
it
a
is.
rock star.
Yeah.
Really, of all the cool factor jobs,
right.
You know,
Yeah.
rock star.
Yeah.
is-
Even their kids are like,
Right?
nah,
Yeah, but at this time, that's boomer music. So that's like corny to kids now. You know, so he probably
Well, I
is
mean,
seen as
that's not
corny.
like Boomer.
His
First of all,
kid, I'm talking.
Boomer
His
is
kid
the
right
wrong-
now is like 50. He said this way back in the day,
Oh, well,
like
then,
the
yeah,
90s.
I thought
he
you were
said
talking
it.
about like.
Nah,
Also, I was
now
like,
he'd
he's
be
a
taking
kid.
his grandparents, his grandkids.
Liv is,
Yeah, she's got to be like 50, right?
Liv Tyler,
yeah.
Yeah, she's got to be.
She's in her, I think, her late 40s.
All right.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but
she's in Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Liv is really?
Yeah. 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 She's Aragorn's. I'm blanking on her name, but yeah,
I was wondering why he did that. Little,
What's up with Derek?
he's here. He just got
Okay.
here. Yeah.
All right, because I'm dying to talk to him.
Yeah.
All right.
He just got here.
All right, let's get him up here because I cannot wait for tomorrow night on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Enough of the Halloween stuff. Let's talk some round ball. All PHLY Sixers. Derek Bodner. Brother, I'm still got the VJ Maxey cloud going on. Like, I'm loving it. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was really fantastic. It was fantastic because it was the Boston Celtics. It was fantastic because of the comeback, but it was especially fantastic because it was one of the greatest debuts we've ever seen. And that's not even hyperbole. The way he was confidently, one of the things we were looking at coming in was the athleticism is great. And I think the ball handling, the ability to take pressure off Tyrese, all stuff we had talked about. But a big thing was going to be like, all right, well, if he misses his first couple shots, does he have the confidence to keep shooting? And he missed his first couple, and he ended up launching 13 threes. And it just shows the kind of confidence, because that is a pretty big adjustment for most guards to make. That is whether it's the speed of the game, the distance of the 3-point line, for him to come out there and confidently be like, no, I'm going to launch every time I'm open, and you're going to have to guard me, for a player who was a 34% 3-point shooter in college. And the big question mark coming in was his jump shot. And look, he's going to have his moments where he struggles, but just showing that kind of confidence and that willingness, and that, that the moment wasn't big for him, that his weaknesses is something that he's worked on and he's confident in, really bodes well for what I think you're going to see coming forward. So it was a coming out party in every which way. It was exactly what the Sixers need. He's the exact kind of guard I think you want to pair next to Tyrese Maxey. And for some franchise who has so much invested in that third overall pick, there could not have been a better debut game that you could have asked for.
The parallels are hard to ignore, because there was once a high draft pick who was a guard who was afraid to shoot the ball, who had no confidence in shooting the basketball. In fact, VJ made as many threes as that guy had his whole career. And I just draw the parallel of, you said it, confidence. Like, I didn't expect him to be that aggressive shooting the basketball. Like, there's things I love what he did, D. Like, he drives in a straight line to the basket. He explodes at the rim. He's so strong with the ball, right? Like, it's so impressive. But the fact that he was on that team unafraid to his game, like, a couple dribble moves. That was impressive to me. Did you expect any of that?
I think you expected that he had more to offer in that sense than he showed at Baylor. That's why a lot during the pre-draft process, we really focused on what he did with the Bahamas, because it was a better spaced floor. It was a environment where they gave him the ball more, and he really showed some of what he showed on Wednesday night. But no, nobody expected all of that. Like, you expected there was more that he had to
points
offer,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about really the willingness to shoot that many times and to control the basketball the way he did. I loved his decision making too for a young player. Like, I don't care that he every once in a while will be out of control going to the rim. I want him to feel that way.
Yeah, no, his decision making has been consistently great, and that's one of the things that showed up on the tape scouting him, and that's one thing that showed up through the preseason. It is, for him to take 26 shots and dish out 3 assists and only commit 1 turnovers, that's just a lot of decisions to make. And make accurately without making any real mistakes. And he has been fantastic in that regard right from the jump. He is someone who I think at some point you're going to be like, all right, I almost want him to make more mistakes. I want him to take more chances, because I want him to push the issue and try to force things and try to really create advantages. But he did such a great job in that regard. He's a little bit like Tyrese in that, where, Tyrese has always been a pretty low turnover player as well. And despite some of maybe his flaws as not being the most creative passer in the world, not turning the ball over, not making mistakes, winning the possession battle, that is a thing that is going to bode well, especially for a team that's not going to win the possession battle on the boards all that often. So no, it's a real luxury to have a 20-year-old come in and step in and be able to handle that responsibility, because it allows you to put Tyrese Maxey off ball. And that is something that they have been trying to do. That is something they've really wanted to do ever since James Harden left, so they can free Tyrese Maxey a little bit. And I think that's going to bode well for Tyrese as well. Like, I think Tyrese needs to be able to get off the ball to get those shots and free himself to get open.
You know what I like too? The way his shot looked. Like, I mean, it needs to be quickened up a little bit, but I thought his shot looked really good, like from a form standpoint, from a technical standpoint. I like the shot.
No, his shot off the catch, I think, looks pretty good. I think it is a little bit slow. Like, you'd like to see him speed it up. But for the most part, you're not asking him to take contested threes. You just want him to be respectable enough that when Tyrese Maxey has the ball in his hands or Joel Embiid is going to work,
they got to guard you. Yeah.
Assuming at some point he does go to work, then they have to guard you. I think that the key is going to be developing that off the dribble. He did show, like at Baylor, they were pretty analytically driven where they didn't really want mid-range jumpers. I think he's shown a willingness and a confidence to take those pull-up jumpers on the mid-range. Over the next couple of years, you want to extend those pull-up jumpers out to the three-point line, and that's really when he's going to become truly deadly, and where that athleticism is going to become unguardable. But yeah, I think just the fact that he's comfortable off the catch, the fact that he is comfortable on mid-range pull-ups is a really good starting point, especially for a player whose weakness is the jumper. And now he's got to extend that out further.
When you talk about his confidence, the way that he misses those foul shots, and Maxey is relentless and busting his chops about it. Like, could you imagine early on busting like Ben Simmons' chops or Fultz's chops about missing shots? So they know this guy's a player. We can mess with him a little bit.
Yeah, no, you cannot act like that towards somebody who cannot handle it, and for them to know that he can handle that early on in his career, certainly a great sign, because it's one thing to get your chops busted by your teammates, but if other teams, other fan bases recognize that you can't handle it, that's a much bigger problem.
Yeah.
So you mentioned
before.
You mentioned Maxey. You mentioned Maxey, and clearly, like, he looks like he's about business this year, right? Like his body got bigger, he worked out, like he looks really good. The two of them fit so well, and they both bring great energy. And Derek, like, Embiid had a horrible game, right? Like, and you expect it, right? Coming back, whatever. He didn't mope. Like, he was into it. Like, it was almost like the energy that those two have now together, that Maxey has Edgecombe, it really helped Embiid, and it helped his mindset.
Yeah, I do think there's a little bit, that has been freed off of Joel, because he doesn't have to be the vocal leader, the I don't want to say on court, the vocal leader, the one really driving the culture, so to speak, that Maxey has stepped up into that role a little bit. And I also think Joel is just a little more comfortable with where he is at than he was at this point last year. We will see whether or not that carries through. But I do think, look, it's not great that you have two max contract stars who are unreliable from a health standpoint in Paul George and Joel Embiid. But I do think they're also the type of, especially like when Paul George comes back, I don't think he's going to force the issue and demand a ton of shots. And Joel, look, 2 years ago, I would have said, I'm not sure I can see Joel becoming a second or third option willingly. And I'm not sure if he's going to, because I think eventually he's going to find his stride, and he's such a rhythm basketball player. And every time he comes back from one of these layoffs, he struggles for a little bit before finding his footing. So I'm still hopeful that's going to happen. But what you saw Wednesday night, like, he seemed comfortable, like, okay, look, this isn't my night to shine. This isn't my night to be the focal point of the offense. Even when they tried to force it to him in the third quarter, which I thought was a mistake, he seemed like he was still more looking to try to get his teammates involved than he was trying to go to score himself. I think when he doesn't have it on nights, last night was a good indication that he's going to try to, ride the hot hand and feed whoever's going well, and not necessarily have to be the center of attention. And look, I don't want to say that there's too many good things to take away from Wednesday night for Joel Embiid. But if that is his mindset, then that is definitely a good thing.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I like Barlow's energy. I think I like his fit with them in that he doesn't demand the ball. Next to Joe, the way he is now, you need somebody that's going to be like really dog the glass. Like, you need somebody grabbing boards. And he doesn't demand the ball. I like him in that spot. When Paul George comes back, I would move Oubre to the bench and have a second unit of Oubre and Grimes. I think that would, and Bodner, I think that would work.
Yeah, look, I mean, Barlow, they have not had very many offensive rebounders from the non-center position in quite a while. Like, you might have to go back to James Ennis to get a guy who really would crash the glass from the perimeter, and he will rebound outside of his area. He will pursue offensive rebounds pretty relentlessly, and even if he's not getting it himself, whether that's a tip out, something of that sort, he gained them a number of extra possessions. And I think he showed a little bit, too, as a driver and being able to finish at the basket, had a couple and runs, ran in transition, pretty good at covering ground defensively. The shot's going to be a big concern. Outside of that, he certainly looks like someone who can be a contributor, though. And I think with the Sixers, obviously they lost Yabusele in free agency. They didn't want to tie up that money before they knew what was going to happen with Quentin Grimes. They were able to go out there and find three players in Barlow, in Jabari Walker, and Trendon Watford when he comes back, who are at least interesting and have different skill sets among each of them, whether that's Barlow's activity. Jabari Walker is really good on the glass and probably the best shooter out of three, and Watford's ball handling. They have different options to go to depending on what they need on any specific night or against any specific matchup. That I think they did pretty good for the limited resources that they had there. And Barlow's been one of their more consistent players here through the first 5 games, 4 preseason games, and then the opener. His energy is definitely infectious, and they definitely need it because they just haven't had a whole lot of those types of players here over the last couple of years. And like I said earlier, with the turnovers, if you can win the possession battle, get a few extra offensive rebounds, that will help you in ways that they just haven't been able to win the last couple of years.
How do you see the rotation when George plays?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would guess Barlow goes to the bench. I do agree with you that Kelly's non-shooting to me is the one that I would try to get out of the lineup. I would still have interest even in going in 3-guard lineups with Quentin Grimes, just because I value that shooting so much, even if, maybe VJ and Grimes isn't as ideally sized as you would want for a lot of the wing matchups. Having more shooting from the perimeter and being able to open things up for VJ, for Tyrese, for Joel, I think would help. They have a lot of options for sure. But I do agree with you. Kelly would go to the bench. The question is, do you keep Barlow in there and slide Paul George to the 3, or do you bring Quentin in there when he's fully up to speed?
That'd be interesting. I just like Grimes in the second unit because I think he can cook the second unit, right? Like, I'm with you. I can see the thing, but if you have in the second unit with Kelly, I think you got scoring in that second unit. And the one thing about Grimes, you know better than anybody, like, you put him in that second unit, he'll score. He'll score all day. And you don't have to worry about him sharing the basketball. Like, I always worry about him sharing the basketball. Like, I got to make sure that Maxey, and now with Edgecombe especially, those two need to be the drivers of my offense. I can't have the ball stop anywhere. And Grimes has it sometimes, and I know he worked toward the end of the year last year, but he still has a penchant to kind of dominate the ball.
Yeah. I will say, I think earlier in his career, especially with Dallas, I think he was playing a pretty good role player spot. I don't think he's always dominated the ball. Maybe he takes a few shots that you wouldn't want outside of the flow of the offense, but I think he can play in that role. Certainly what we saw last year. I mean, they just had nobody healthy, and they required him to do it. So it's something I would at least test out, because I do think that shooting would be valuable. But they have options. And one of the good things about this team is if you do ever get Joel and Paul George to play, like, obviously not like Joel and Paul George from 2 years ago, but at least consistent good players, you have pretty good depth and you have pretty good talent and diversity of skill sets around them that they could be interesting. But of course, the health is the overriding factor on all of it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be. I think tomorrow night the building's going to have energy, and I think Edgecombe really. You know this fan base, like a young player and a young player that goes so well with Maxey, similar energy of Maxey, that good basketball vibe that you get from him. It's almost a godsend, saves the franchise.
No, I mean, we needed a breath of fresh air in this franchise in the worst way. And I know there's a lot of people who are pretty down on, whether you're down on Joel specifically or just you're not confident he's going to stay healthy. You need something to get excited for both this era of Sixers basketball to continue, but also then to push into the next era of Sixers basketball. And they really needed to get this pick right. And it's still wild to think back to lottery night when I think they had something like a 46% chance of losing the pick and not even having anything to show for that god-awful season that we all went through last year. And then to not only keep the pick and move up in the draft lottery, but then to seemingly make the right selection here. I mean, these are the kind of decisions that can alter your franchise if you get it right. And if you get a little bit of a stroke of luck. So yeah, it is. I was pretty high on VJ coming into the season. I was high on him coming into the draft. But for what he showed there the other night, that was well beyond any reasonable expectations, and really does, like, it's one thing to, all right, he made some shots, maybe that won't happen. He found some driving lanes. Maybe eventually that'll get on the scouting report and won't be able to duplicate it every night. But the mentality that he had, the mindset that he had, the confidence that he had, are probably the bigger takeaways than the shots going in. And I'm really excited about what he can offer. And look, when you take an elite athlete, and he is an elite of the elite of the elite athlete, that's one of the hardest working players in the league, and you put him in NBA spacing and you give him development resources to grow, the sky's the limit, quite literally, with VJ. And it's really exciting what he can become down the line.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about going down tomorrow. How's the matchup with the Hornets? I don't know much about the Hornets. Is it a good matchup? What can I expect? Sixers got a fighting chance?
Oh, the Sixers are the better team for sure. The Hornets have, obviously a lot of really good young players. Brandon Miller has been coming on the last couple of years. They got Khan. They should be able to get out and run on the break. They don't have the athletes the Sixers have. Not many teams, quite frankly, are going to have the athletes that the Sixers have, which is a weird thing to say for people who have been following this team for the last couple of years, really last decade. But they are going to look to push the pace too and look to launch a lot of threes. So they can get hot on the right night, but the Sixers absolutely should be able to be in that game and hopefully take it in front of their home fans.
I like it.
My brother, man, a lot of fun. You know, with all the craziness going on in the league, which is bizarre, it almost feels like, thank God that we're kind of insulated and actually can enjoy the game and enjoy the team. It sounds weird, but we're actually insulated in this thing. But the league itself, yesterday was a bad day.
Yeah, no, that's putting it mildly. And there's, obviously when the league enters into, and none of these necessarily have any kind of direct tie-in, but the league has embraced gambling in ways that they weren't willing to in previous generations. And there's always sort of that concern that is going to not put at stake, but at least give the impression of, the integrity of the league. And for a player in Rozier to take himself out of a game saying he's injured when he's not injured, and tell people beforehand, hey, I'm going to take myself out of this game. You should bet on it and we'll split the proceeds. If that is true, that is incredibly damning. And, whether you go to Billups and whatnot with that poker ring, that maybe is, that's obviously a bad situation, but maybe doesn't impact the league quite as directly. That's an individual, less so than trusting the decisions that impact gambling results. It's just a really bad, and it's not... I don't know how you truly prevent it in an era that we're living in right now. It is probably pretty close to the worst nightmare for the NBA in terms of just fans having confidence in the integrity of the league. And I'm really curious to see how they respond to it. But yeah, I don't know if I have much more to add other than
No, I know. It just
seems like it was inevitable, but it really sucks that it got here.
Yeah, I know. You opened Pandora's box.
Yep.
And you saw it. Like, you embraced it. You took the money and now you have to deal with it. I think part of the reason why it was so theatrical yesterday and the raids and everything, like, they didn't allow Chauncey Billups to turn himself in, right? Like, they wanted the splash and, Operation Nothing But Net and all this stuff, right? They did this because I think their only recourse is to try to scare people, right? Yeah. Like, so let me make this big splash and then we'll scare anyone. But man, like, we haven't even seen the college piece of it. These props, it's bad. It's not going to get better.
I truly don't understand it from someone like Rozier's standpoint. If you've made $150 million in the league, you have so many different ways to turn that wealth into another extra $100,000 to $200,000 that don't involve you going to prison. So forget even the moral aspect of it. Like, how dumb do you have to be when you have all these resources to go out there? Because it's not like he just got addicted to gambling. Like, he was trying to rig the results. There are just so many easier and cleaner ways to make that kind of money. I truly don't get the mindset.
How about Clase, right? In baseball, here you have a young closer who's about to make a fortune, and you do the same thing. Like, it's crazy.
I don't get it.
My brother, listen, we love you. What's up today?
We have today off because we have the game tomorrow.
Right.
We will be at practice in about 2 hours or so. So we will have some clips from practice, some quotes from practice, and eventually the press conference is up on the YouTube channel.
I'm so happy they're good for selfish reasons, right? Because not only do I love them and I'm into it, and I love ball, but we have the best Sixers coverage with you and Kyle and Devon. I love you guys. Your coverage is so good. It's the best in the city. So I'm so thankful that they're relevant again because of that. So thanks, buddy. Looking forward to a fun season.
Sounds good. Thank you.
There he is, Derek Bodner, all PHLY Sixers. Coming up, Mikey G. Michael. Oh, Michael.
He'll be coming down, right?
What's that?
He should be down here.
Yeah. He's going to see mom and dad.
Nice.
It'd be perfect. So we'll talk to Mikey coming up. First, let's take care of some business. You want to talk a little bit about Ashley?
Yeah, we could do that.
How about that?
Let's
Have
do
a little
that.
Ashley.
I love talking good furniture.
Yeah.
All right. Football season's here. Baseball. It's about winding down. Hockey, basketball. And you know what else is here? Holiday steals are here at Ashley. It's a perfect time to get your home ready for the season, all the seasons, and save big. From stunning dining room sets for all your holiday feasts to super cozy sectionals perfect for movie and sports nights, they have everything you need to make this season magical. And the more you shop, the more you save, with up to 25% off store-wide. Or you can take advantage of some special financing. They got 5 years, 0 interest, no interest for 5 years. Discover great deals in-store and online, only at Ashley.
Oh, yeah. Ashley. Let's talk about the Bet Parks Sportsbook online casino app. Well, we had the brain last night. We did our Parks Spectacular.
How's the brain feel about the birds?
He was like kind of on the fence.
He's been Giants the whole year. Preseason, he was on the Giants.
It was a no play for him.
Yeah.
It was more of a no play. We got the World Series tonight.
We do.
I like the Jays.
I got to tell you
I
this.
think the Jays come out swinging bats.
It's over under 7.5 with snow on the mound's a little high. I'm going, what's it? Yesevich, the young kid starting game 1, 22 years old. Yeah, I'm going to take a shot at him. They're paying out plus 130.
I like Toronto.
Yeah.
I think the Jays, I don't know, I could be wrong because I thought that the Brewers could be magical.
Yeah.
And they were just stomped. I think the Jays bats match up because they don't strike out, right? Since they don't strike out a lot, I like the Jays to swing some lumber.
And their bats got a little swagger. They got confidence with the bats.
Yeah.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
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 I can feel it. I don't know if Bichette's playing. If he's playing, I like it even more. Let's see if there's any news on him. No news yet if he's playing.
No?
No, but I like it. The over-under on the Eagles game kicked up from yesterday morning to 44. It was 43.5 yesterday. It's up to 44.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. We got World Series tonight. The sports equinox is underway. And you can bet it all on the Bet Park Sportsbook.
Everything.
All right. All your college football, kind of a down weekend in college, but you got good NFL stuff as always. Hockey and hoops.
Fly Boys tomorrow early, like noon.
Union playoffs start on Sunday.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, the Union.
That'd be big, man.
Got a big banner on City Hall.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, lots to get to, and check it all out on the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app, where there's always another way to win. All right, always got something going on. Live dealer blackjack, roulette, craps, all the hot slots that VG loves. Check it out. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. BetParks.com has all your details, like you get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, let's go to our man from the NFL Network. When it's Giants week, Mike always draws this straw. It's Eagles, Giants, Mikey G on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Good morning, Michael.
Yes, I do, Anthony. Yes, I do. We had a trivia a couple weeks ago in Good Morning Football, the morning of that game, and I was like, I got a non-Giants Eagles question. I was like, you guys usually do the theme of tonight's game, and it's like, because you knew whatever it was, I would have gotten it. So that pissed me off.
So, how do you see it? Like, the toughest spot in the world for the Giants, right? You're the underdog. You have to face this team twice in 3 weeks. You beat them. Now you got to go on the road. You just lost a horrific game in Denver, right? Where you just blew that game. And playing in Denver, altitude, there's always your body always kicks off after that week. So tough spot for the Giants. Eagles have to win this game, no?
Yeah. I did try to go back and see some of the teams that have blown unbelievable leads, what they did the next week. It was hard, though, because a lot of them happened in the playoffs, so those teams were eliminated. Some of them were like really bad teams. Jeff Saturday's Colts from a couple of years ago, they blew that game against the Vikings. They lost, I think, 20-3 the next week. There was one team that blew a horrendous lead, and then the next week played a team as bad as them. It was like an 0-6 versus 1-7 type of game. And so the only one that I was like, all right, this was a team that was relatively decent or good, and they played the following week. It was the 2010 Giants after the Eagles had that comeback against them, the Miracle of the Meadowlands 2, the Matt Dodge, Deshaun Jackson game. The next week they go to Green Bay, and I remember that team was shook. That team was never in that game. They lost 45-17. It was the day after Christmas. It was like a combination of factors that and they were stuck there after the game because of weather, so they couldn't even leave. It was a miserable experience. And that was a 10-6 Giants team that didn't make the playoffs. Remember, they won the following week, and that was the post game where Coughlin said they can all kiss my ass, all the critics. This is a 10-6 team. So I all of that is to say, I don't know how this team is going to carry that, because that Giants team was full with a bunch of veterans. This Giants team got a lot of young guys, right? Like, you just may be able to shake that stuff off. I don't know. I have a hard time kind of reading that one. I guess I'll get there on Sunday and talk to them and kind of look them in the eye and see what I feel a little bit. But another reason I say I don't know is because, I made a joke on the air. We ran the Eagles Vikings highlights, and then they came out of it and they came to me, and I was like, thinking about I said, and they lived happily ever after. I mean, it was sarcastic because 1 week does not put to bed all of the issues that this team seemingly has had. So I just don't know how they respond to that. AJ hasn't practiced in 2 days with a hamstring injury. Do we know even when that happened? I mean, he played the entire game on Sunday, right? I don't see if there was any issue there. So I don't know. I don't know.
I know. I mean, your O-line's banged up. You're in a weird spot. I don't even know what to think about last week after watching the Vikings just get destroyed last night. You start to go, well, what did that win last week mean? Yeah. That's exactly what I was looking at last night. And I give Carson Wentz credit for trying to battle through. That dude is in significant pain with that left shoulder there. And, but I don't know. I had the same feeling last night. I'm like, this Vikings team is just falling apart at the seams. It's also a week-to-week league, so you hate to kind of do that as well. I do like that all this noise was happening. They had the little mini bye. There are issues schematically with an offense that you don't necessarily fix in the middle of a season, right? You're talking about the overall install of an offense that happens in the offseason that you just can't. But to be able to go back under center a little bit more and to make some tweak, I was impressed with that, because that didn't look to me like a team in turmoil. I'll tell you that much. Can you continue? Can you get the good vibes and keep them going here? We shall see. Yeah, if you look at the Eagles' schedule after the bye, it's pretty tough. Like, you got, I haven't actually. Listen to this. You got Green Bay on Monday night. You got the Lions on Sunday night. Then you got Dallas at 4:25. Then you got the Bears game, right? And then
at the Chargers,
you're in LA. Like, that's a tough five games right there after the bye.
Yeah, and then you got. I mean, I sort of said this a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know what's going to happen in Washington. But you kind of look at those two Commanders games in 3 weeks and say it might come down to that. But here's Dallas on the resurgence here as well. They've done a good job down there. They really have in Dallas with being able to kind of find their footing as an offense. And that was, we mocked the Brian Schottenheimer hiring. I've stopped really grading hirings when they happen, because you just don't know. You really don't know. And the other thing is, and I said this and I continue to say this, Brian Schottenheimer in 2025 was much more equipped to be a head coach than Brian Schottenheimer in 2010, when he was a hot head coaching candidate because he was a good coordinator at the time, or at least with an offense that was putting up points. The hiring practices in the league are all backwards. So he's done a good job there. And the longer they stay alive, and the more that I guess the Eagles don't pull away, the more they're going to start feeling that confidence and feeling like, hey, they're coming into our building with a chance to, who knows what the standing is going to be at that time, to really get ourselves in this conversation for the NFC East. So it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle to the finish. I think if we showed you the records coming into the year and we said, here's what it's going to look like at this point, you say, oh, the Eagles are going to walk away with this division. I just don't see how that happens.
No. What is the state of Washington besides just Daniels? They don't look. I wasn't in love with their offseason, and I don't know. They don't look as dangerous. I almost think Dallas is more dangerous than Washington.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I do. I wholeheartedly agree. They're old. They brought in some guys because, you go for it when you've got the rookie quarterback because you're not paying them that much. I'm sorry, the rookie contract.
Right.
For a quarterback. So you get that for 3 years because then you're going to have to pay Jaden Daniels after next year. So this is the time to go for it. And the Eagles did that with the 2017 team because they had Wentz on the rookie deal and they brought in a lot of guys like that. I just the guys that they brought in and like Bobby Wagner is starting to slow down. And a lot of these guys, they just don't look as explosive as they did early in their careers. So I think they're slowing down. I think they made some investments that really are not going to wind up paying off. There is also the intangible. I mean, it's tangible from a data standpoint, but the intangible of, well, there's going to be a regression here. And I think you're seeing that as well.
Yeah.
Now with Jaden, the knee injury and now the hamstring, these are both, if he was in the playoffs, if they were in the playoffs, he could play through this kind of stuff. We're not pushing it.
Right.
For the long-term interest of the player and the franchise, obviously being a big part of that. And also they feel like they've got a good backup in Mariota. So that's been a factor because even when he's been out there, he hasn't been himself. And who knows what he's going to be like when he comes back because these hamstrings can linger a little bit.
Yeah. It's funny. You completely, I'm totally with you on Washington. I look at this landscape and it's wild. Like, you look at the South and Tampa, once they get through their injury bug that they've been hit with, they're dangerous. Yeah. They're sitting at 5-2. Detroit and Green Bay are obviously the class of the conference. And then, a lot of people love Seattle. I mean, you have the Rams, but a lot of people love that Seattle team.
Yeah. I mean, don't sleep on the 49ers either if they can get healthy. I mean, they lost.
And their schedule is not as easy. Their schedule.
The Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was coming into the season. The big thing about them is per the expected records, they had the easiest schedule for the entire season. So if they if they hadn't lost Bosa and Warner, I mean, I just okay, I can keep saying Niners, and they're going to keep winning games. They're going to have a good record. They're going to be in the playoffs, but at some point,
they're a
can you
paper
win
tiger.
The Super Bowl without those two? And now potentially you could see Warner come back. They're talking about leaving the possibility of that open, but that's a tough one for me to get over. I love the Rams. I really like the Rams. Seattle's impressive. I just are you taking Stafford or are you taking Darnold in the playoffs? That's where I get. Right. That's where I get caught up. And Darnold's playing great. And I love Sam Darnold as a person. I've covered him plenty. Love the dude. Wishing him all the success in the world. You're asking me who I take in the postseason right now. I'd certainly take Stafford. So if I'm Tampa Bay, there's enough because the West and the North are going to beat each other up. There's a chance for me to really go out and grab that 1 seed and say, okay, yeah, you people may think these are the better teams, but you got to come through Tampa. So they've got a game this week where they're not huge favorites because they're banged up, but they got to beat the Saints. And I was looking at their schedule. This was the tough part of their schedule. Eagles, Seahawks, Niners, Lions. They went 2-2 there. So they basically treaded water there. After the bye, they still have some tough games. Down the stretch, though, home against the Cardinals, home against the Saints, home against the Falcons, at the Panthers, at the Dolphins, home against the Panthers. Could really pull away with the 1 seed at that point.
Wow. I mean, I'm with you, man. I can see it. You getting any early trade deadline scuttlebutt? Like, what do you think?
Yeah.
Buyers, sellers, all that stuff?
Yeah, a lot of feelers. I mean, and stuff can change. I mean, stuff has already changed, I think, in my mind. Because the Chargers were looking for a running back because they lost Hampton for the 4 weeks probably and then some. I know they were talking about last night he was potentially coming back in a couple of weeks. I think he's going to be beyond that 4-week window for being on injured reserve. They had talked to teams about running backs, and here you got Kamani Vidal, who's really tearing it up for them in the backfield. So that and I said that at the time. I said, if Vidal goes off, maybe that changes their plans to look for a running back. Edge rushers are going to be a big one. Teams are looking for edge rushers. The Dolphins got a couple of them. I know Mike McDaniel pushed back on this idea of don't talk about these guys being trade chips while they're playing football. But I'm looking for the Dolphins to potentially be active. Interior offensive linemen, people need them. So I think you might see some guards potentially on the move here in the next couple of weeks. We'll see. We've already seen some action. We usually get around, I think it's a dozen trades all in. I think we're at 3 or 4 in season right now. Flacco, Oweh. There's another one I'm blanking on. So I think you'll see a good half dozen to 8 more as we get closer to the trade deadline on the 5th.
Corner or edge?
Corner.
Yeah.
For the Eagles?
Yeah.
Probably corner.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. You
Yeah.
can't have Ringo play. I know you're waiting on Ja'Cory Bennett, but
Yeah.
I mean, Ringo can't play. You can't have him exposed against teams like the Lions or the Packers or Tampa Bay when they're healthy.
Yeah. Reek Woolen with the Seahawks is a guy that we've talked about as a potential guy that could be traded. I mean, he started off great and sort of been in like a weird situation out there in Seattle. So he's another guy he's a guy that could be potentially on the market. I think you're going to see some corners on the move. So corner, interior offensive lineman, and edge rusher, I think are the 3 that are the big positions that we get to the trade deadline.
Hey, around the league a little bit. Lamar back. So can the Ravens save their season?
Yeah, they can. It's got to happen now. I mean, they're in the part of their schedule, and I mentioned this. Now, obviously, they felt they were going to be better than 1-5, but they knew how banged up they were and thought they could steal a game here or there. If you're at 2-4 instead of 1-5, it's a lot different. Now you sort of have to run the table or at least 5 of the next 6 here. So yeah, I think they can. You know, they're trying to maintain a relax. Like, we've got a lot of talent. We feel good about our atmosphere here and the way we do things. Let's just get back to one play at a time, one series at a time type mentality. The games came out of the room. The games are funny because ping pong and cornhole and all this stuff. Sometimes they're put in and it's a good thing. Sometimes they're taken out and it's a good thing. It's like you never know which side of games in the locker room. Right now, it's like, get them out of there. We need more of a business-like approach around here. So the players did that, not the coaches. It was first reported as the coaches, but the players are the ones that said, let's get these things out of there.
It's weird because everything's going to go back through the Chiefs. The Chiefs look nasty now. All of a sudden, now you get Rice back, Worthy. Oh, man, they look good. I know Spags wishes he had some help on the D-line, but listen, that offense looks good. Buffalo's weird. Is there something off with Buffalo?
There was, yeah. I mean, I could say injuries. Everybody's dealing with injuries at some point. I am surprised that their offense has had trouble clicking here because they've got people at the receiver position. I mean, we came into the season talking about how that used to be the point of concern. Now they feel so good about the depth of the receiver position. And, Keon Coleman it just hasn't happened for him yet here in the NFL. So yeah, there's something a little off, but they're coming off a bye. They've been excellent off the bye with Sean McDermott, which is not a surprise since he's an Andy disciple. So I'm not shoveling dirt on them by any means. I think that division is going to be a week 18, and I don't even know if they play each other week 18, but that's going to be it'll be settled week 18. The Patriots will be in there. Patriots will be in the postseason. The question is who wins that division. I think that's what you're going to wind up seeing in the AFC East.
Wow. It's already starting, man. I can't believe that
Buffalo.
All of a sudden,
Buffalo
it's
has the
flying
Jets
by.
18.
We're in week 8.
Goes fast, man. Goes fast.
Oh, my God.
And everything that happened in week 1, I mean, it felt like the spit hasn't even dried on Dak at this point. But yeah, it has, right?
Hey, Mike, we got a super chat in our chat right now. They're asking, have you heard or get the feeling or vibes that A.J. Brown will ask for a trade at some point, if not in the middle of the season, in the offseason?
That's 2 different questions. I'll say no to the in-season. I mean, he's not. I'm just like, every time I say this, I'm like, this is all they're gonna have 15 clips of me saying he's not getting traded if he gets traded at the trade deadline. So I'm always scared of this stuff because it never disappears. But I've been given every indication that there is no chance he's going to get traded during the regular season. But something you're going to have to potentially have a tough conversation this offseason with a lot of pieces on this team. If some of the consternation doesn't get washed away by success. And honestly, because I've thought about this, I'm like, well, maybe they'll just be good enough this season that stuff will be. You're the defending Super Bowl champions, right? Anything other than another Super Bowl, nothing's washed away, right? Everything is kind of sort of on the table. So I do believe we'll have some conversations after this season with regard to A.J. Brown's status and the status of some key guys on this team, because the social media post again the other day, even if he didn't mean anything by it, which I still don't understand. He had a great game and he was used in key spots. Like, I just don't know. I mean, please tell me, AJ. I want to know. We all want to know. Even if he didn't mean anything by it, he knows by putting it out there it was going to be interpreted a certain way. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little fatiguing. Now the players are kind of they're used to it, so it's not that big of a. Sometimes it's bigger outside. It's more noise outside for us than inside. That's the kind of word I get.
You agree? You believe that?
Well, yeah, from the one guy, yeah.
I mean, but you're. I mean, obviously, when we ask about it, we're going to be told that, right?
No.
And I'm not saying I'm not.
No, but this is different than a normal. Yeah, like the AJ. It's almost like they're used to it, like Now,
right? It's the way certain couples communicate that way, right? And it's just like that's just them. You know what I mean? I get that part. I do get that part of it.
Right.
But when it affects the on-field product, like it never, not that it never did, but it didn't affect the on-field product last year, right?
Right.
So when it affects the on-field product like it has this year, all of a sudden it takes on different context, and now you can't push it aside and say, "Oh no, you guys have it all wrong." And what you're seeing, on the sideline is
I don't
just
think it's
typical.
you guys have it all wrong. I just think it's like, all right, well, like we know how to navigate the situation. I'm curious how the quarterback plays again, because I thought he played very well last week, and
he did.
I'm curious to see how he does, and because they're going to still have trouble running the ball.
Yeah, I talked to Jeffrey Lurie the other day. I still haven't transcribed. It was a brief interview, but I haven't transcribed it, so it would be paraphrasing it. But I talked to him briefly at the league meeting, and he said he talked about Jalen, said that there's nobody better at blocking out all the noise than that guy right there, and that's why we, structure our roster in certain areas that way, because you gotta in this day and age, as an athlete, as an NFL player, you have to have that mentality, and he said he certainly does. So I do, and that's why I go back to, I said, with all that going on, how did they win last week?
Right.
How did they win the Super Bowl last year? I still don't know. And it's because, he does. Yeah, there's criticism that you can have of Jalen Hurts. That's not one of them. He's able to put the blinders on and block out a lot of stuff.
All right. Last thing. Yesterday was a dark day for the NBA.
Yep.
Was there any talk about throughout the NFL and props and all that stuff? I'm sure in the league, they're talking about their own, I mean, the prop stuff is a dangerous thing.
Well, it sounds like in the case of this NBA, like that was easily controllable because the guy knows I'm leaving 10 minutes into the game, load up on the unders is the way that it sounded like in that one. Yeah, I mean, there's always high concern. They've had issues with players gambling. They have not yet encountered something like that. Right. So I think that because everybody thinks that the NFL is rigged and controlled, and that's why that whole script thing took off a couple of years ago when Arian Foster, I believe, was the one that said it, and all of a sudden, and next thing you know, the NFL is making fun of it. They've got a video for the schedule coming out, and like people are reading through the script for the season. I believe that was the NFL's own account that did that. So I know people are already predisposed or positioned to think that that's going on anyway. Just one little sliver of it, because the NBA's had this before with the Donaghy stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And survived it. One little and the NFL would survive it. I'm not saying like, one little but that all of a sudden is going to just fan the flames of what people think is happening anyway. So yeah, I mean, they're vigilant about this stuff. I know what they tell us. I know the training that we have to go through. I know the things that we have to talk about. The players have it the same way. There was a recent one where a coach was reprimanded for betting on NBA games. And I heard from somebody in the building that called me and said, "Hey, can you clarify that there's two different sets of rules for the player and for the coach? And this guy was a former player who became a coach, so he didn't realize." I said, "You guys have to go through it every single year. Like, they made it clear to you. He may have been confused because, as a player, I was able to do this, but that means he didn't pay attention to the training that they give him. Like, I can't be like, it was an easy, simple mistake, because they're supposed to know the rules." So the couple of guys got hit because they were at the facility and they could see what the phones are doing at the facility if they're on the Wi-Fi there inside the building. So they try to keep an eye on it as best they can. We don't need this scandal. I'd rather be talking about football than be talking about this kind of stuff. So hopefully it doesn't happen.
Problem is, you get in bed with it, and this is what happens. You take the money, you open Pandora's box.
Yeah, but does that change? I get that. I do. But does that change, like, if what could have been happening years before when this stuff? I mean, player props have been around for a while, right?
No, not like this. No.
But they didn't just start with
props.
I mean,
in Vegas, when the legalized sports betting happened is when the props started. I remember.
You think so? Hold on. Let me back up.
Okay. When Super Bowl, they would put out props for the Super Bowl. What? Okay. Now,
it's not regular season type
every
stuff.
game.
Right. Okay.
I think it changed dramatically.
I know it's.
It also is positioned differently.
Right?
It also positioned differently, right? Like, it's pervasive. It's also positioned as, hey, we're all having fun. Like, so be it. Like, it's a way more a part of the culture now. I mean, back then, you had to go to the, you remember, you grew up there. Like, you go to the corner, that was it. You meet a guy, and that was it.
Meet a guy, yes.
But nowadays, it's different, so.
It's
Pandora's box, and they took all the money.
This has changed a lot of things. I get that part. This is yes, I understand that. I just meant in terms of, like, once they take the money, shenanigans were happening before that, and so it's like it's not like the NFL
level. Like, it's too big. It's way
right. But
bigger.
I'm saying is that I'm not. Is it more of because they're taking. They're in bed now with the companies and we've got live reads on the air, or is it because this thing has made everything a lot easier? I think it's this more than anything.
Yeah, I don't really disagree. My brother, great stuff. I always love it. It's every Friday. You're the greatest. We'll see you. Are you going over Mom's? You going to get a chance to see Mom?
No, I'm driving down morning of, and then I'll probably just bounce right after that. But they'll be up. We got my daughter's birthday coming up, so they're coming up to see me. Then I'm taking them for their anniversary. We're gonna go see Hamilton. They've never seen it. And Leslie Odom, that's his name. Leslie Odom is back in the show. So it's funny. I saw that back in the spring. This is what happens with, like, Broadway and concerts. You buy the tickets 7 months in advance and you forget about it.
Yeah.
And my wife goes, "I just saw Hamilton on a bus. When's the show?" I was like, "Oh my God, I think we missed it." Right. And we paid a lot of money. And thankfully it was 2 weeks from now or whatever it is. So they're coming up for that. So they'll be up.
Good.
They'll be up plenty. There was a great SNL skit. Dude, which I don't watch a whole lot of SNL.
Dude, the Plans trailer. That's so funny. So good. Yeah.
Nailed it. Go watch it after the program that you're watching right now. Don't leave this program. But go watch it after. It's a 2-minute clip. It is absolutely fantastic.
That's awesome. Brother, we love you. Kiss the girls. Thanks,
you got it. You too, pal. See ya.
What's the thing?
It's like a couple settled in for a nice relaxing night, and they get a text from her cousin being like, "Almost there," and they're like, "What? They're like, "Oh my God, we have plans." They made plans 4 months ago to barbecue.
Oh my God,
it's like a horror movie.
Oh, that's great. That's good, because that does do that for you.
It is a total violation. Concerts, you got to buy your tickets a year in advance at this point. Like, they're just sitting on your money. Like, it's nuts.
I know.
So Iron Maiden's coming out. Their tickets. The show's in, like, next September. Tickets are getting.
I know. My buddy Vinny has already gotten like 4 Rush. Well, no, 4 or 5 shows
Yeah, when it is like probably next summer.
He's got him in Cleveland. Yeah, it's next summer and fall.
Yeah,
He's got to be his their number one fan. Rush.
Oh yeah, him.
Hey,
Getty Lee. He's rooting Blue Jays just because of Getty Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A quick problem.
By the way, he just said too that Yasevich is from Pottstown.
Oh, even more
I didn't
reason to
even
get
know
behind
that.
him.
Yeah.
So just a shout out. The Foo Fighters announced they're playing Lincoln Financial Field next summer. Local band Mannequin Pussy is on the bill.
I want to see
They're playing shows, stadium
They're
shows
good,
all
Mannequin
across
Pussy.
the country with Foo Fighters. So shout out to
Actually,
them.
I like to go to that show. That's a good show. That's awesome. All right, coming up, we got the great one, the legend.
Dude, I have a clip. I don't know if you've seen it, but he's had to see there's a guard at Vanderbilt. He demolishes this play. It's ridiculous.
Oh, we'll show with the
Yeah.
show with the ball.
Yeah.
He's the greatest. Coming up, the legend. But let's take care of some business first. Let's talk about Parks Casino, Street Road, Bend, Salem. The incredible Parks Casino. This is how you win. There's always another way to win at Pennsylvania's #1 casino, Parks Casino. We were there last night, Andrew. It was so much fun as always. All kinds of great things going on there. Let me give you a little rundown of what's happening at Parks Casino. I'll tell you one thing. The one thing I love the most is this dollar dog, $5 Peroni in the sports book.
Love a good bargain like that.
You know, like every Monday night and every Sunday. So Sunday you can get the $5 Peroni, or $3 Miller Lite, and a dollar dog. We let I love it.
No, yeah, I love it. I'm just reading the chat to talk about that band that he was just talking about before.
Yeah.
They're like, Mannequin what?
Yeah. October 25th, it's Almost Queen. It's tomorrow night. Almost Queen.
Real life. Is this just fantasy?
It's the last time I could do it to you.
Yeah, thank God. November 26th, comedian Joey Diaz. December 5th, the holiday a cappella group, Straight No Chaser.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Pretty good. Comedian Ken Jeong, December 6th. December 12th, Get the Lead Out, a Led Zeppelin tribute.
If there's a
Bustle in your hedgerow. Don't be alone now.
I like it. Joey gives a little hum in the background. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino. This is how you win.
Look at
Going
it.
to be 21. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
January 16th, also Queensryche. Good Silent Lucidity. You remember that song? They were like some metal rockers. They had a ballad, Silent Lucidity.
No.
Super popular. Come on. Grand Funk Railroad, the 17th, January.
You're already looking it up. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the legend, the big boy, doesn't get bigger than Baldy on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Baldy, Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Ay, Baldy, Baldy. Oh, he likes pizza and football. Oh, Baldy. Yeah, there he is. What's up, superstar?
How we doing, man? Happy Friday to you. Football Friday. Here we are.
Football
Once again,
Friday.
man, rolling. It's rolling.
Yes. What'd you think? What'd you think last night watching the Chargers?
I mean, it was a disaster if you're a Viking fan. I mean, Kamani Vidal, you look like Jim Brown out there last night against them. I mean, they got these two rookies, Arondé Gadsden and Dre Harris. Like, everybody looked good for the Chargers. The Vikings are a mess, man. Carson was a mess. Like, it was just ugly, man. You don't get good quarterback play in this league. You're not doing it. Doesn't matter if you have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and all these guys. If you don't have somebody that can get you the ball, man, it's just a long day.
It really is. It's the truism of the league. Like, you look at these teams that are struggling, like, Miami, the Jets, like, oof. Like, you, and then conversely,
when the owner comes out of the Jets and says, man, it'd be good if we could just complete a pass. I mean, there can't be a bigger indictment of a quarterback than when the owner says that. The whole experiment is done. It's finished. It's awful.
Yeah, it's scary, man. It's just like, oh my God. And it feels like they're in this perpetually. Like, you do a lot of stuff with them. It feels like they're a franchise that's just cursed.
In some ways. I mean, look, they had Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold can't play any better than he's playing the last 2 years. He was there, and it was a disaster. They didn't know how to protect him. He got banged up. Like, there was a bad organization around him, but Sam can play football. He's proven that. You know, the Minnesota Vikings, if they could do this all over again, they would have just hung on to Sam. They wouldn't have let him go. You know, like, they were rolling the dice, and here they are, you know, like they're a losing team right now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly, if you can't get good quarterback play, Tua was awful last week against Cleveland. Like, they couldn't score. You get bad quarterback play in this league, you can't even score a touchdown.
No.
You're kicking a couple field goals maybe.
Yeah. You're right on, man. All right, let's talk about Sunday and the rematch.
Yeah.
Second game in 3. I don't like this second game in 3 weeks playing the same team, you know?
Well, what's interesting, though, is what the teams have done since then. You know, I mean, Jackson Dart and Scatterboo, and they go to Denver, and they've got them blown out, you know, and they give up 33 points in the fourth quarter and lose. And there's all kinds of questionable decisions being made by the coach, by the defensive coach. Like, it's just a disaster, you know, and the rookies, like, kind of taking the fall. So, and, you know, and then the Eagles go, and they go to Minnesota after, and they play their best game of the year, you know, and light it up, and the receivers are, you know, catching touchdown passes. And so how much, I mean, honestly, the storyline is how much of the collapse by the Giants in Denver is going to carry over to this Sunday against the Eagles.
Yeah, I that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't imagine the Eagles would lose this game. Like, especially you got Detroit, you have Green Bay, Detroit, Dallas, Chicago, the Chargers after the bye. That's 5 tough games.
It's a tough schedule, cuz. It's a tough schedule. They go into a bye with a loss and 2 losses in the division to the Giants. Like, they're going uphill. You know, it's going to be an uphill battle from there. But it is a tough schedule. They got to take care of business here, then get healthy, get BG into shape, you know, get Nolan Smith back, you know, try to get as healthy as they can, get Landon Dickerson as healthy as he can get ready to make a run against a really good stretch.
How do you look at this line, right? Because it's banged up. You know, we talk about Cam's probably not going to play. So, you know, you're dealing with it. The whole storyline, can Saquon, can you get the run game going? And you're going to be doing a patchwork job again.
Let me ask you a question, cuz. Because do they want to get the run game going? I mean, it sounds stupid, but I see runs that they're not running, and I go, what are they doing? Why aren't they running it? Why aren't they running toss crack? Why isn't Lane Johnson out there on the perimeter, or Malata on the perimeter, like all these other teams are doing? Like, I see runs that they're not even calling. And I go, it's just mind-boggling to me. And so how bad do they just want to throw the ball and light it up and, you know, make all their analytics work? Sometimes I wonder, like, what the commitment to it is right now.
So it's a great question. That's a great question. But yeah, great question. So I look at it. They were forced to go under center last week.
Yeah.
Like, when you're talking about, and they saw it work, right? Like, it worked.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about toss crack, like, you got to be under center, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And now that Jalen saw it work, like, to me, to your point, that has to happen Sunday. Like,
yeah, I mean,
that stuff has to happen Sunday.
I saw Christian McCaffrey struggle for 2 years, you know, since the end of the 23 season. And he had his best game in 2 years last week. And what did they run? Toss crack left, toss crack right. You know, Mac Jones under center. Like, if you want to really open it up, you got to play under center now. Daniel Jones is under center. You know, Sam Darnold is under center. You saw, you know, Justin Herbert under center last night. You got to go under center in this business. And this idea that we're just going to live in a shotgun like Tua and some of these guys, that's not working right now in this league. Not the way they're playing defenses.
No, they've caught up to it. Like, that was a college offense that morphed into it, right?
Yep.
And it had its run. Like, better than anybody. The league is filled with trends, and it has a run. And then defenses, DCs, who are really smart, know how to stop it. And now you got to adjust. So, to me, the future.
When I see this league right now, cuz honestly, if I watch Indianapolis, Seattle, like it is even last night, the Chargers, it is a tight end driven league. Like these teams are playing 2 and 3 tight ends or 2 tight ends and a fullback. Like they are the idea of, like I did the Big 12 games, for 10 years. Like these Big 12 offenses that were Chip Kelly, 4 wide receivers, 2x2, like let's play fast. Like it's almost gone. Like it's being replaced by we're going to protect the edges. We're going to make the defense defend another gap with 2 tight ends. Chicago is running 3 tight ends, and they played the best game they played in years last week. Like it is a league.
I like that Loveland, Colston Loveland.
The trend was teams are running it more than they're throwing it, like the Eagles, like Detroit, like all the good teams. Now it's like tight end driven.
Yeah, it's fascinating, man. Like you're right about the Bears too. Like Colston Loveland, I love that kid. I think he's going to be really good.
I don't like him like I love Tyler Warren, but I like him.
Well, Warren is Warren. I mean, he's ridiculous. But you're right. Like it's those seam throws, and that's never been a Jalen strength. Be interesting to see if he can develop that.
Well, that's not really their offense. They don't have. I mean, Calcaterra was hurt last week, so we'll see. Like this guy, Latu Cameron Latu is actually a really good blocker. Like, he's probably going to see more of him on the field because he is a good blocker. But yeah, I mean, if you just look at, defenses are built. I don't care if it's Vic Fangio's defense, pick a guy. Every defense is a gap-based defense. So when you have 2 tight ends, outside of Lane Johnson or Mulata, you're forced defensively to defend another gap. You're in the A gaps, you're in the B gaps, now you're in the C gaps, now you're actually another gap. So now you can't be just like gap control, run fits A and B. You better be C and D or somebody's going to get in the alley and you're going to get scorched. And I see that all the time right now in this league.
When you look at the Eagles defense, you have the deadline coming up. What would you go corner or would you go edge?
It's actually it's the chicken or the egg. Like if you get a better edge rusher, you don't have to blitz as much. You can play more zone coverage to protect some of the corner issues you have. And you can play quarter, half. There's things you could do. Put Quinion on your number 1, whatever you want to do. And you can zone the other side of the field. There's a lot of things you can do if you get a better pass rush. If the pass rush stays anemic like it is, especially off the edge, we'll see what Nolan Smith looks like. But he hadn't done anything when he was healthy. Then you go, okay, let's get the corner and let's be able to make the quarterback hold the ball a little bit longer. Maybe we can get home.
Would you get a nickel corner and move Coop out?
Well, Coop's going out right now when it's 2 wide receivers.
In base, yeah.
If you're in base, not many teams are, but if you're in 2 wide receivers, if you're in 2 tight ends and you got 2 wide receivers, Cooper's playing outside.
Yeah.
And he's their second best defender. And honestly, the play against Justin Jefferson in the end zone, I don't know that Quinion is making that play.
No.
Because he used his length and his strength to get the ball out of one of the great receivers in this league's hands. And so
he had such a great game. But I'm talking in 11. Like, do you move Coop out and get a corner? Like, get a slot guy because slot guys are easier to get, and then you could move Coop out.
I think there's a shortage of them, man. I don't think there's enough good slot guys. The Kyler Gordons in Chicago right now. I could go through the list of guys. Avonte Maddox at one point was a good slot guy, until he got beat up. But I don't know that. I think Cooper is better because you're going to see, first of all, you got to tackle in that position. You got to be physical. You're going to get blocked by tight ends in the run game. You got to be able to get off blocks. And then you got to be able to cover tight ends in this league at that position, especially when they're attached to the end of the line of scrimmage. So I don't know. I don't know that I would move Cooper out right now in an 11 personnel.
It was funny. We were just having this conversation earlier this morning with Bo, and I was like, it would depend on the matchup. Like I would not, like Detroit, I need Coop inside because against Detroit, I
game.
have to. I mean, I'm dead, right? Like without him inside. But their schedule coming up is pretty nasty. Like you got Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago, or Green Bay, Detroit, Dallas, Chicago, and then the Chargers. That's a rough stretch.
Yeah, they have the bye. They're at Green Bay. They're at Detroit home, at Dallas, Chicago home, and they're at the Chargers. It's a stretch.
Yeah.
It's a legit stretch. And because all those teams are capable. I mean, Dallas is on a different level right now. They're totally – because now Pickens is such a force.
Yes.
He's such a force. And he's not a knucklehead right now. He's like literally playing – like he would do things in Pittsburgh that were mind-blowing. Just stop in the middle of a play, and the ball's on the ground. He's like, anyways, he's not doing any of that stuff. But that offense, honestly, they brought in Clayton Adams from the Arizona Cardinals, where they were able to run the ball really well. They beat the Eagles 2 years ago in that collapse, and they ran the ball well. They beat Dallas. They beat Pittsburgh. That guy's now the offensive line coach, run coordinator in Dallas with Schottenheimer. That offense, I mean, if you just want to watch I know you've seen it, but if you want to just watch a fun offense that just works and clicks and is on timing, and Dak has never played better. Like defensively, they're still a mess, but offensively, they are a juggernaut.
Yeah. They like when you
but
said
even if you remember that first game, cousin, I called it, so it's in my head. If CD catches the ball on any of the 3 drops that he has, I don't know that the Eagles win the game.
No, you're right. You're right. But you called it early with Dak, even before, like, he just gets rid of the ball quick. Like,
count to 3.
Ball's
just
out.
Count to 3. Not even 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Just count to 3. The ball's out.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I mean, they're scary. Like their offense, I don't know if they can overcome their defense, but
in 3 of the 7 games, they've scored north of 40.
Yeah.
Okay. In one of the other games, they scored 37. Like they can put points up. Like a pinball machine. They can put points up.
Can they overcome their defense?
Probably not. I mean, it's been their Achilles heel now forever. And so, I mean, they got this kid, Shamar James, a 5th-round pick out of Florida, played pretty good last week. Like, honestly, if you sit there at linebacker in his business right now and you're catching blocks, you're going to get torched. Like, I don't care who it is. Chicago will torch you. The Chargers will torch it. Like, you're going to – like, at least that kid is attacking the line of scrimmage, and taking guys on and, initiating, the contact right there.
Back to the Eagles with this stretch, and you talked about him earlier, but Jalen Carter has to be the man. Like you're weakened and thin off the edge, he's got to play like he did last year. Like you need him to collapse the middle of that line.
He had flashes last week on the Jalen Hunt interception. He blasted Carson on the play. Like he beat both the center and the guard. He flashed a little bit last week. His conditioning was not good to start the season. His shoulders are bad. I don't know how bad, but they're bad. The heel's healed. But he's going to have to – he's in a contract year for the most part. I mean, he's still got 2 years left. But, he's going to have to show something here in the second half of this season for sure. Because, you just got to play through it right now. It's not going to get any – whatever the issues are with his shoulders, it's not going to get better right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and they need him desperately.
They need him.
We are in overtime, OT, with the great one, the great Baldy. That's it, overtime. So make sure you like, subscribe, do it. We appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm and everything else. It was a fun week, Baldy, because of BG, one of the best in the business. He's the best, man. He's such a lovable dude.
I mean, you think BG has ever had an enemy in his life?
No.
Ever.
No.
Like remember when he first came here, they traded up to draft him out of Michigan, right? 2010. And they were playing him like in a one technique. Like he was terrible his first 2 years. That was a bust his first 2 years in this league. And then they finally figured out, okay, this is where he belongs. And I mean, But, the play is the play. They don't win probably Super Bowl 52 without the play at the end against Brady. But just the way he carries himself, off the field, on the field, the smile, you work. I mean, he's just a remarkable human.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of bus, Josh Huff, can you explain the resurgence of
You're talking
Huff?
about Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff.
Josh Huff. I'm sorry. Remember Josh
That's all
Huff,
right.
the receiver from back under Andy? Bryce Huff. Can you explain the resurgence?
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, I mean he's a pass rush specialist. He's with Saleh, who drafted him, developed him in New York. He had him in a rotation up there. He got him. Saleh was the head coach when he got his 10 sacks and he got his free agent contract with. But Vic, even watching Jahad Campbell playing the outside last week, he's dropping the curl flat. He's covering backs out of the backfield. He's carrying tight ends down the seam. He's playing linebacker. But Bryce Huff's not a linebacker. And so it was just a bad fit. But what he did last week, now he's banged up right now, but what he did last week was, he forced 2 fumbles last week. And if you got all these metrics out there, I don't know if there's 5 guys in the league that have a faster takeoff. I used to call him, he's a good guy. I used to call him the Bugatti because he looked like an Italian sports car, man, coming off. He gets 0 to 60 in 1.2 seconds. His takeoff is ridiculous. But he's a relentless player, plays the game the right way. The 49ers are using him the right way, although he's playing more than he probably should because they're undermanned. But he's been their best defensive lineman all year.
Yeah, man, it's unbelievable. Wow. See, it's ridiculous.
It's confusing.
It is. I was like, wow. But Baldy's right. You called it last year. You're like, listen, this is what you got to get out of him. You got to play him this way, or else he's not going to do anything.
You got to put his hand in the dirt. Okay, he's not a stand-up guy. You got to put 4 hands in the dirt, or 2 hands in the dirt. You're in a 4-point stance. Basically, it's the old Lane Johnson line. You can't win the 100-meter dash if you don't have a great start. He's literally in the starting blocks of the 100-meter dash, trying to get an electric start every play, and he's got great timing of it.
But Fangio's the genius. He knows this. Why wasn't it happening here?
Because I don't know if Vic signed off on it. That was, sometimes Howie can do his thing, and he's just, and you're not even communicating. Can he make it work? He's just anticipating, and it's not Howie's fault, really. He was he was going to sign somewhere. The Eagles just threw him more money than everybody else. But it's just one of those things where as soon as I saw him stand up in Vic's defense, I'm like, this ain't going to work. This is not who he is. Yeah. And then if you go back and you watch all 10 sacks the year before, he's got 2 hands in the dirt. He's in a 4-point stance, and it's just a takeoff.
Yeah, you called it. You think the Ravens have a chance to save their season? Lamar's back.
Not really. I don't know what. When I was 1-5 one time in Indianapolis, and we came out. We won 8 of our last 10, and when we finished week 17. We won the game to get to 9-7, and we were in a 1:00 game, and we were in the playoffs. Houston and Cleveland played in the 4:00 game, and somebody won, and we were out of the playoffs. They can go on a run here. I don't know that they can get all the way out of the crypt. I just don't know that they can do it right now. They've got too many other. They're going to get Roquan back. They're getting a lot of guys back this week. Ronnie Stanley will be back. Patrick Ricard. They're gonna win games. I don't know if they can overcome a 1-5 start.
They can't go on a heater. I'm looking at this schedule. They got Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, and then the Steelers. They should win.
They can go on a run.
Yeah.
But still, you got to win. You got to win 4 in a row just to get to 500, and then you got 7 games left. So, and then you got to win 5 of the last 7 for sure to get in.
Is Washington dead?
Well, the quarterback's beat up. Okay, so that Mariota is not going to be the answer. The receivers, you have these receiver holdouts, and they get hurt. They never get healthy. Once you start the hamstring, the quad, the stuff that's going with McLaurin, they had 3 receivers down last week, so I'm going to write them off. But defensively, they were awful, just awful last week. And I don't know that they've lost 2 defensive linemen for the year that they were counting on. They don't have a great pass rush. Marshawn Lattimore can't run. People are going at him hard. Dallas just went up and down the field, on him. They put up, 38 last week? I feel like Dallas has jumped over them right now.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I totally feel the same way. What's your assignment this week?
I'm right there in South Philly, bro.
Oh, you got that's awesome.
It's awesome. I can't wait. I tell you, this Jackson, I feel bad for this Jackson Dart. He has a skill that I remember talking to Tom Brady about. I remember asking Brady, because we were doing a San Francisco game and we were talking about Brock Purdy. And I said, Tom, can you teach pocket awareness? And he said, absolutely not. I go, I see all these drills, Tom. They're slapping at the quarterback and they're stepping over cones and doing all this. He goes, nah, you can't. He goes, I'll tell you a story. He goes, we're playing the Chargers one day and Sean Merriman beats my left tackle and he's coming right at me. And I don't know it, but for some reason, I just ducked. And Merriman went right over the top of me. And I completed the pass. He goes, I have no idea why I did that. The reason why I'm bringing it up, this Jackson Dart has pocket awareness that is uncanny. Wow. It really is. He's playing in Denver last week where you can't hear, okay? And you're playing the best pass rush in the league. And he is navigating this pocket of Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, like sharks. And to make the first touchdown throw to Baldinger. I mean, honestly, I wish Jalen would do this. He throws the ball with no fear.
Yeah.
No fear.
Yeah.
He sees things in the middle of the field, he's accurate enough, but he doesn't hold it to go on, I'm not sure. He just plays with no fear. He's got great pocket awareness. The Eagles, I think this kid is dynamite. And so the one thing, they're not a great team. The offensive line has played better. Scatterboo is hard to tackle. They got pieces. It's going to be, I can't wait to see. I think this quarterback can bounce back.
Wow. I mean, the Eagles got to win. You can't go into the bye. You go into the bye 5-3, losing twice in 3 weeks to the Giants. That's a tough pill, man. It'd be a long 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, they came out of the bye last year and they went on a record run, So, I mean, the bye might help a lot of people one way or the other, but I don't think they're going to lose on Sunday. They're the better team. Yeah. And so the Giants secondary stinks. Yeah. All right. I don't know if Javon Holland or Paulson and Debo are going to play. If that Deontay Banks is out there, honestly, A.J. Brown should catch 10 passes.
How hard is it to play a team twice in 3 weeks?
Well, here's the danger. Here's the danger is you feel like you know them. So you don't do quite the same amount of study and preparation and diligence that you should because you just saw them. Right. You know what Abdul Carter's doing. You know what Burnsy's doing. You know where Bobby Okereke's going to be in a 3x2 set. So you kind of okay, this is they're a big 2x2 team. This is their tight end package. You kind of know them. And so you don't maybe study them as hard as you should. That's the danger. And you kind of let things slide a little bit. Coaches and players, game planning on both sides. You could be a little guilty of that.
That's interesting. World Series tonight, Baldy. Who you root for? Dodgers, Blue Jays.
I just think that Shohei Ohtani is unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
I can watch every at bat. Is he pitching tonight?
No, Snell tonight.
Okay. All right. I mean, I just want to see Ohtani. The Dodgers are stacked. They should win. But I mean, this guy, what he did in his last game was, unmatched by Babe Ruth or anybody. So he's just anytime you can get that, and then the expression on him never changes. There's very few athletes that can play at the level that they play at with zero emotion, at least outwardly zero emotion.
There was an awesome thing he did once. There was a bench clearing brawl, right?
Okay. Yeah.
He gets hit, right, afterwards. He doesn't do anything.
In the brawl, he gets hit.
No, after the brawl, he gets beamed, right?
Oh, okay.
It's one of those, they're beating each other,
right.
bench is clear, all this stuff. After the game, he walks over to the dugout, the other team's dugout, by himself. Now he's walking, and you see everybody like getting together, like, what's he want? Like, what's he doing? He gets over and he bows. And like, it was like in a peaceful, like to make peace with him. It was awesome. And everybody was like, wow. They just came over to him and embraced him. But like that culture is awesome. Like that Japanese culture, like he bowed to them. It was like, we show respect.
Yeah. Wow. That's strong. That clip should go viral. They should put that out there.
It was beautiful.
Put that together and like just show people that retaliation is not the only way. I'll tell you a quick NBA story. I'm watching the Knicks and the Bullets when I'm a kid, and I was a big Walt Frazier fan, the biggest Walt Frazier fan. And Phil Chenier takes a swing at Walt Frazier, does exactly like Otani, doesn't retaliate, doesn't do a thing. He goes and he scores like 20 straight points. He just took him off the dribble, every way you could take a guy off the dribble, and just ruined him offensively after that. Like, I'll never forget that moment of Clyde doing that to Chenier. Yeah.
Wow.
I thought,
awesome.
That's why he's Clyde, man. Like, he's just that cool.
He was cool. Black Jesus.
Jesus, man. Him and Merle Monroe, man. I grew up, a Knick fan. Like, I was an NBA fan.
Watching those two, like, that'd be awesome, man.
Earl the Pearl and Walt Frazier, man. Like, you were always entertained.
Yeah, Black Jesus from Philadelphia, too. Earl was from Philly. What? Earl Monroe was from Philadelphia.
Oh, Earl's from Philadelphia. Yeah.
Clyde was cool, man. Clyde had that. He would do the Just for Men, with the
that's when you learned your game on the playground. It wasn't one of these, while I went to basketball camp and I played AAU. Like, that's when you were just playing on the street every day, and you just learned all these different moves.
Yeah.
Like the Pearl, the head fakes, the dribbling, it's just a different game.
Yeah, that's cool.
Actually, to this day, no matter where I'm at, I see kids playing basketball on a court. Like, I just stop and take a moment going, this was my childhood. Every court was filled. Like, it makes me sad when I look at basketball courts and nobody's playing.
Yes. Empty fields. I hate empty fields and empty courts. Hate them.
Empty fields and empty courts, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't relate.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. You have something for Baldy?
Yeah, Baldy. There's a clip going viral. I'm sure you know this. Cade McConnell, guard for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Vandy. Is he a guard or a tackle?
I think he's a guard in this clip.
Is this the double pancake block?
Yeah, this is the greatest clip. I don't think Anthony's seen it yet.
Yeah, let's see it.
Can you tell who Vanderbilt's playing? Was it last week's game?
I thought it was last week. I thought it just popped up on
I'm gonna go
over the weekend.
Go find it myself. Yeah, I saw the clip.
Dude,
yeah, it was pretty awesome.
They're calling it like the greatest rep of the year so far by any offensive lineman.
That's good. That's good, man. I'm glad people are. Anything that brings people's eyes into the trenches makes me happy.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Let's see, because the audience has
Baldy, we also had a chat comment about you. They said the boogeyman checks for Baldy under his bed.
So what?
No, the boogeyman checks for you under his bed.
Yeah.
Because he's afraid of you, baby.
Oh, he's afraid of me. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Here it is.
Okay.
Boom. Have you ever done that? Did you ever do that?
No, I believe in violent hands, but I can't say that I knocked two down, maybe one. But that's, that clip is interesting because I tell this to everybody. I tell it to Lane Johnson, to Tony Baselli, different guys around the league. I go, I just don't see violent hands anymore. Like I like, that's how we used to play the game. You want to run a stunt? The way the end of the stunt was you knocked him all the way to the other side of the freaking, the offensive line.
Yeah.
Like you sent them flying. And I just, too many guys are just catching blocks and just, I don't know. I need more violence.
Yeah. You're the greatest, brother. We
Okay,
love
guys.
you.
Yep. Thank you, man. Have a
Thanks,
great weekend.
buddy.
See you guys.
The great Baldy. The great one. All right. Is it Danny D? You disappeared?
Disappeared.
Goffin, maybe. Nice day.
Maybe he's out on the links.
Out on the links.
Yeah. It's strange.
Big time these days.
All right. Well, that'll do it for
Well, we
us.
got the greatest back in the day of all
gotta
time.
show something.
The greatest back
We
in
got
the
something to
day of
show.
all time. If you're driving and listening, just pull over because you got to pull over and see.
You're going to want to stop and look at this.
You got to see this picture from back in the day.
Yeah, you definitely want.
I'm just texting Danny Day. I don't know what happened to Danny Day.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back. Back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
We had a tipster send this in. I don't know but where they found this. Got a picture of a gentleman on the beach back in the day, looking lean, looking like a player. He got some jewelry, a hoop earring in his ear, chilling out on the beach with an umbrella in his hair. Mr. One, Anthony Gargano. What are you sipping on there? What is that?
Oh my God.
That's not a beer. What is
that? Pina colada?
Yeah, is it pina colada?
Yeah, I was in Hawaii.
Oh, look how blue the water is.
Looks like a pina
I
colada.
was in Hawaii. Oh my
That
God.
hoop earring is amazing.
That was 1998.
The umbrella in the hair. I love it.
Yeah, Tam and I went to Hawaii, and oh my
Yeah,
God.
a solid tan going there. What year is this?
98.
Oh, man. Nice.
Oh man.
That's the year I was born.
That was the year you were born? Yeah, thanks, buddy.
I was 6. I was
You were
6 years old. Yeah.
Oh my
You
God.
look way less stressed there.
It's Hawaii, man. That'll do it. Thanks for bringing that up. Oh, my God. On that note, everybody have a great weekend. What are we doing prediction-wise? Let's go around the horn. Andrew, what do you got?
We ain't losing twice. I'm going to go 24-17 Birds.
24-17 Birds. Joey, what do you got?
I think it's going to be close too. I don't think we're going to lose. I think it's going to be like same as 24-17. I'm going with Andrew.
24-17, just like Andrew, VG.
30-20 Birds.
30-20. I like it. I'll go, I'll ride your vibe. I'll go 31-17 Birds.
Yeah, I feel good. They
right.
can't lose.
What's VJ, your boy? You're on it. What do you got? What do you got up for tomorrow? 26?
Nah, I'm going to say let's say 21.
21.
Yeah.
All right. Love it. Everybody, have a great weekend, man. We love you guys. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
We all silly like the mayor.